and to console each other.
Hello. I am sorry, but I must interrupt this show. You know what it is? Hey, Ham, it's time, baby. Low, it's time how we do. Hey. They said we said we lit. They said we said we on. They said we said we strong. They said we said we go. We say that you heard right. 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 They said we said we in. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said go. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you heard right. We say that you man. I swear that it's imminent. I've been going so hard on my penmanship. About to go in and buy me a whip. And I pull that shit fresh off the dealership. I can leave you on red like an Xbox. Got me laughing at you like you red fox. Got you chasing hot wheels like a matchbox. EA running the game and it don't stop. Super cold like I'm playing for blitz. Got you all in my sights like Red Dead Redemption. Never gonna slip on my pimpin'. Better get out my way, bitch, I'm on a mission. Really ain't no competition. I'm steady grilling opposition. I'm get up and ready to win. They can play it how they play, but fuck what you say. I'm getting this money today. Last of us like a dying breed. Down the ride like a noble steed. Fatality moves, I make it bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we lit. They said we said we on. They said we said we strong. They said we said we go.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 116th episode of BullSittin on TSWS Gaming. I'm your host, Loke7. Joining me today, as always, is the man that likes games more than anyone on the planet. Mr. Man Likes Games. Ham Solo. Mr. Ham Solo that likes to keep the community together and keep it gaming. Our Nintendo goddess, Cozy Beluga. And our IT sage, Mr. Mental 9R. Welcome in, everyone. It's a happy day. It's a happy Friday. Welcome to the Salt Mines. Says he wants some company for his drinking problem. Welcome in, Raichi, and obviously the AEC founder, Vic. What up?
Woo, woo.
Let's go around the table, Matt. What you been playing and how you doing, Matt?
Oh, man, I'm doing pretty good. I've been playing same as last week, Destiny 2. That's about it. Destiny
Even
2
after the news.
Oh, dude, I got shit to say about the news. I got things to say about that. We'll get to it, but yeah.
I cannot wait.
Yeah, definitely.
I cannot wait. Ham Solo, how you doing and what you been playing since Wednesday?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, cool. I've been playing a lot of Destiny. I've been having a good time with the story. Been having a horrible time with the loot. The loot, it just hasn't been popping like I thought it'd be. Let's see. I've been playing NCAA football as well as a lot of 2K. That's really
24. 2K24.
What's that?
You've been playing 2K24.
I mean, yeah. I mean, just with Matt and Bill, when we, are all together to be able to play. I've been playing some of that. I recently got a game called Earth Defense Force 6. Shout out to Hard Days Mike for giving me $25 for my birthday, which my birthday is this coming Monday. He gave me $25 for my birthday and was like, buy this game. And unlike some of the weird folks on Twitter, I actually put his money that he gave me towards the game that he wanted me to purchase. Instead of what, some people do, and they just, take the money and,
they got to get some Whataburger.
Dude, get some Whataburger or something with that.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah,
that was fun.
I spent the other, $25-$30 and spent and got Earth Defense Force 6. And I haven't even installed it on my PC yet, but I did install it on my Steam Deck. And I gave it a try over there. Purchased it via Steam because it's not available anywhere when it comes to Xbox at all. But played it there. And man, on Steam, it ran around 35 to 45 FPS on completely well, if you want to call high settings for any Earth Defense Force game, but like it's a high setting, the highest settings that you can get on it. Let's put it that way. Okay. And it ran just fine. But like I said, between 35 and 45 FPS, and on that little like 8-inch screen, it's phenomenal. It's really good. I like it so far. It's a little different with the mech suit or the exosuit that you got in the game. I'm not like a historian when it comes to Earth Defense Force, but I'm more used to just like the regular ground soldier that does the side dives and stuff like that and screams random obscenities. It's a good game though. Seems like I like the onboard to it. It's like very much like fall in line, sir, kind of thing. And the guy just yells at you and just, are you ready to go out and do, cause some havoc against these filthy bugs? Get them out of our, get them out of our country or our earth or whatever the fuck, right? So it's a fun time if you just want to screw around and shoot a lot of shit.
All right. All right. Mental, how are you, sir? You weren't here last week. How are you and what you've been playing?
Playing What Remains of Edith Finch. Just started that. And I'm playing, I know it's an old game, whatever. I'm playing a bit
Games
of
don't
Assassin's
rot.
Creed
It's
Odyssey.
fine.
Yeah, no, it's all good, right? But that's kind of playing this one for our backlogs and replay series that I've been doing on my channel. And yeah, other than that, a bit of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, played a bit of the first Descendant. Yeah, a little bit of everything. Just kind of jumping around games, enjoying myself, having a good time gaming.
Right.
I'm not
Vic.
going back to Crackstony. I'm staying away from that. Got 2 addicts on this channel are enough. I'm not going back to that game.
Well, I mean, see, I mean, I haven't played it since 2017. If you're talking about Destiny, you're talking about Destiny, right?
Yeah.
I haven't played it since 2017, so everything for it is like fairly. I mean, new.
Right, feels fresh to you.
So yeah. It doesn't really. Yeah, I was mad at it back in 2017. I was mad at Destiny for like the content, mostly because I paid full price for it, and then everybody else was getting it for free.
Same, $100. Never
so
get
I
it
was
back.
Just like, so I was a little taken back by that, and I was just like, you know what? If they do whatever else, that's cool, but I just don't care to be part of it. And then come to find out that they get rid of some of the DLCs, right? For you, so you can't play. So then I was even further away from wanting to come back, right? And right now, I feel like I got to a point where I was just like, I got all this content because I game share with Matt. He's really interested in playing it. Mike's playing it a lot. First Ascendant pissed me off. Here I am. So playing some Destiny for a little while, more or less until more games come out for me. Because right now it's heavy rotation on Destiny, college football, and it's kind of an open slot, I guess.
Yeah.
I usually keep 3 games on rotation. I guess Earth Defense Force is kind of there, but not quite.
Yeah, I get the draw to Destiny. I mean, I played it almost exclusively for 6 years, put over 4,500 hours into it, and that's why I just do not want to go back to it. It'll be 4 years in December since I all but quit playing it, and it's 3 years in November since I really quit playing it and uninstalled it and haven't touched it since. So,
wow, 4,500. That's a lot of time.
A lot of hours. A lot of hours across. I mean, there was a time I was playing it on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, and keeping all my characters up to date because they didn't have crossplay or like the single save at that time.
Yeah.
And I was playing with people on all 3 platforms, and was crazy.
Was the 45 for all accounts together, or you just?
Yeah, that's combined. That's combined.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Impressive.
Yeah.
That's
A
what
lot
she
of
said.
hours. Yeah.
Before we get into it, Cozy, are you feeling rosy? Please tell us why.
I've got things rolling, and next week should be a lot smooth. This coming week should be a lot smoother. Yep, that's pretty much it.
Speaking of smooth, the super chat on the screen is specifically for you. Thank you so much, Vic. Says, "What's up? What's up, amazing goddess and peasants?"
Yeah,
You
that's
know that's right. You guys know your place. Know your
Right.
place.
We all
It's
bow
crazy.
down to Cozy. Essentially, people only watch.
We're not worthy.
We're not worthy. People only watch bullsitting because of Cozy, if we're being honest. Like, there'd be 2 people in the chat if Cozy wasn't here. So we have to recognize that. Thank you so much for the super chat, Vic. I've been playing Elden Ring. I was doing a lot of damage in my journey to 100% it, but since Tuesday, since Monday, I haven't been able to pop any new achievements. It's been a bit of a struggle.
Yeah,
but I'm grinding. By next week, I'll have moved on. So far, I'm on 26 achievements from the total 43. So at least Yobi believes in me. Mental, you weren't here, so I'm gonna give you a chance. Matt as well and Cozy. Mental, you can go first. Do you believe that I will be able to 100% Elden Ring by the end of the year? I'm on 26 out of 43. I just crossed 80 hours in the game. I know there's a lot of people that by 80 hours they would have clocked it like 3 times. I know. But
I wish I could hit rewind just so you could see how distraught Mental was when thinking if you could actually complete it.
Yeah, it's man.
Give me your honest answer.
I don't think you'll do it. That's my honest answer.
Ever or by the end of 2024?
I think there's a slim chance, but I think the odds are against you. So
he said ever or before the end of the year?
2024.
Before the end of the year. Sorry.
Okay, so you think I can do it eventually?
Eventually, there's a possibility. Yeah.
I think I think you need about 6 more months, bud.
God damn. God damn, no faith, man. You know what? At least you guys accept that I can do it. At least you can accept that I can do it. And I probably will do it.
Where there's a will, there's usually a way. Even if it means getting some 12-year-old online to sign in with your account and get it done for you.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but if I do it like that, then what's the point, really?
Yeah.
I don't.
Dude, I put in 80 hours. Why would I?
I don't think I'll do it.
I don't know.
I believe in you.
I think where there's a will, there's a way. Eventually, it may be possible.
I do not.
But I don't think it'll be by the end of the year.
And I don't think.
Prove me wrong.
I think if you don't get it this year, you're not going to get it. I think you'll probably move on to something else. And honestly, I don't think you're getting it this year.
Let him know.
Cozy.
I believe in you.
There you go.
There you go.
You think I can do it this year?
Yep.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. Vote of confidence. Sometimes that's all it needs. All you need, right? To get her done.
Yep.
And also the peasants don't think I can do it, but the one goddess on the panel has faith.
He sure does.
She does.
That's all I'm going to say.
Now, all you got to do is prove us peasants wrong.
Yeah, prove us.
You got this.
Prove us peasants wrong and make us peasants proud at the same time.
Yep.
I'm about to not play anything else until December. Just fucking Elden Ring every day.
You're gonna need it, bud. You're gonna need it.
Log 7 has the IGN code to unlock the easy mode. Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
buddy. Sure. All right. Dude, I'm not dressed for kindergarten. I'm dapper today. What's wrong with you? I'm wearing a nice jersey. Sorry, a nice sweater. Apologies. It's a nice sweater.
Jersey.
Welcome in,
See?
Stanley Francois. Mishi Miyagi. Where there's a will, there's a way until Will runs into low. God damn. God damn.
That's funny.
Yo. Ham, put up a
Yep.
poll. Put up a poll,
Let 'em
please.
know.
Put up a poll, please. Will Loke finish Elden Ring by the end of will Loke 100% Elden Ring by the end of the year? Please, please put up that poll. I want to see who else doesn't believe in me. Mr.
Yeah,
Jordan
let's
Dark, my brother and
here.
Kojima. Welcome in, brother. Welcome in.
Fix that. 'cause that
Matthew
is
Hum, welcome in. Welcome in, Matthew Hum. It's been a minute. Missing online multiplayer, super. Oh, okay. Cozy Tanner, you can do it. Lokseya. Oh, as in Dragon Ball. Oh, okay. This is awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it. Dude, I can do this. I can do this. I beat Dark Souls 3 after like 7 years, but I can do this. Why is Cozy's face blocked? No, not anymore. Not anymore. She's the star of the show, really. The poll should read Will versus Loke. God damn. Hell. Yo. Yo. You guys are
I mean, good luck,
violent.
bud. You ain't got no chance.
Yeah. Let me go in. Let me go into the poll and vote for myself because Jesus, y'all have no love for me. Where's the poll? Ham, I don't see the poll. Are you putting it
I
up?
feel like in that
Oh,
scenario,
I didn't know you were asking me to do that. I mean,
I feel like in that
Please.
scenario, the will is prime Mike Tyson, and and Loke is Loke.
God damn. I want to finish Elden Ring as well. Problem is I bought it on PS5. What's wrong with the PS5? Did you sell it? Did you sell your PS5, Sapo? What's wrong with the PS5?
Everything.
He confused Saint Seiya with Dragon Ball. All right, fine. I did do that. 100% no, 80% maybe, 50%, more like 30. Dude, I'm already on 26 achievements out of the 43. I'm past 50%. All right, cope, seethe, and mold. All right. You can't rig the poll, log. I don't care. I'm about to go create 5 or 6 YouTube channels. Accounts just to go vote for myself. I don't care. If I cancel my sub on PS, can I still play? Oh, so you didn't buy it. It's on PS Plus. Okay.
what's on PS
All
Plus?
right. Sapo said, I want to finish Elden Ring as well. Problem, I bought it on PS5. So I asked, like, what's wrong with PS5? And Sapo says, if I cancel my sub on PS Plus, on PS5, can I still play it?
Yeah. As long as you own it.
Yeah, if you bought it,
Right.
it's no problem.
So there's your answer,
See,
Sapo.
it was never in PS Plus, like as a game.
Mishi, what's wrong with you? Leave the politics for Monday. Anyways, guys, before we get into it, there's a couple of tweets that I think we should address. The first one will be one that Matt retweeted just now from Colin Moriarty about his favorite video game.
Cool guy. He's a real cool guy. I like him a lot.
Yeah. So let's see what Matt
What did I
was
say?
so interested. Actually, let me go back so we can all see that it was Matt who retweeted it. Matt said, I truly believe this was Sony's goal anyway. Buy Bungie, be as hands-off as possible, and let management kill them internally. Sony has no interest in Bungie having a successful IP that they don't own. Destiny, Marathon. Give it 5 years and Bungie will be a support studio at PlayStation. Tell us how you really feel, Matt. So this is Colin. He retweeted. Matt was retweeting Colin Moriarty's post and video. posted, I've said it many times, but now there really can be no doubt Sony buying Bungie was a huge mistake. What? Okay. Sony spent 3.6 billion on a team that's already running in the red. Bungie would need to release a top-tier smash hit forever game to ever hope to regain that capital. Truly stupid.
$4 billion.
Well,
Reiterate, like Sony should have never bought this team. And one thing that I don't see people circulating very much is that without Sony, Bungie would be fucked right now. Like way worse than this. Would have either had to, they've been living on Sony's money since basically being purchased. They have not created requisite revenue from what they were purchased for anywhere close to it. And this is the thing that I think people are missing, because people are like, oh, just give it time and Marathon will turn things around or whatever. I'm like, maybe, but it's not quite that simple. If you spend between $3 and $4 billion on a team who is not making anywhere close to the revenue to make up for that over even years, they're in the red, as he says in the letter.
Yeah.
And so it's more than that now, right? So it's not just the price of buying in, it's Sony supporting the team's existence in the red. You have lost a bunch of the talent who is gone. Now you have Sony people, because the word on the street is that, and I think what's the Giant Bomb journalist name? Why can't I think of his name? Jeff Grubb. He had said something like, basically, Herman Hulst is like in charge of the team now. Now I wouldn't be surprised about that, but this is what we talked about in the beginning. What will be the purpose of an acquisition of Sony under this umbrella without Bungie's talent? Then you just have Sony running the company that they had originally purchased for their expertise. This has been a really bad deal. And people are like, yeah, give it time and they'll make that money back over the billions of dollars that they're kind of in with Sony. And it's like, yeah, that could happen. But it's, again, not that simple, because Sony could have split that, let's call it $3 billion, into 15 Last of Us level projects. So it's a you can't invest that money somewhere else. You could have gotten that better returns on much more limited capital that Sony has to deploy. This was a bad deal. And I am sick of seeing anyone defend it anymore. People have busted my balls saying that since the beginning, and I get it. It was a little more nebulous. Who knows the way it was going to go? We know now that this was a bad deal. And not only was this a bad deal for Sony, but they gave them all these perks. Remember, we were saying when the purchase happened that it was in like the first 2 sentences, I think, where they're like, we're multi-platform.
Yeah.
You know, and we're not going to be in PlayStation Studios and all that kind of stuff. Like, Sony gave them all of this rope, and all they did was hang themselves with it. And I just want to reiterate again, if this purchase didn't happen, Bungie would be fucked. And they already are deeply fucked, but they would have no source of capital other than borrowing it or selling themselves to someone. The layoffs would have been way worse. There would have been no Sony to jump over to. There would have been no Sony to acquire one of the teams, the incubation teams inside, or to employ them at various SIE studios. In some sense, like, Sony got the worst end of it, and Bungie got the best part of it. Like the Bungie, like all the executives. And I had read some stuff circulating, and I think this is an important point, and we brought this up in the past. The retention bonuses were significant. And this person had said, who was like in the know, people were getting 7- and 8-figure bonuses from this. Like, people were getting very, very, very rich at Bungie, in the trenches, even getting rich at Bungie if they were there long enough. And so something went really, really badly wrong here. And I continue to think that this sale was this acquisition seemed to happen with a level of cluelessness about the financial realities, or misreading the tea leaves on Bungie so significantly that I cannot believe that Sony not only bought this team and brought them in, but then gave them power over PlayStation Studios projects. This is the same team that helped Sony to consider canceling The Last of Us Online. Naughty Dog makes money. You know, to me, it seems, if I were at Naughty Dog and knowing that, and that is apparently part of the story, it's like, fuck that. What is this insanity? What do these people know if they can't
turn a profit,
keep their staffing up, and the bloat and the wasted money? I just don't understand why Sony ever needed to make this acquisition. It was stupid. It's not to say Bungie doesn't have a future. It's It's not to say Marathon's not going to be great. I don't know, or Destiny 3 or the Destiny 2 future support, whatever's going to be awesome in this new project. I have no idea. I'm just saying that it's an opportunity cost when you spend money on something like this and you could have spent it somewhere else.
Right.
And now, at the very best, you're going to have to rehabilitate Bungie yourself, because now you own the cow for some reason that you voluntarily bought for its expertise, of which many of its experts are gone, in a genre that Sony seems to be abandoning already.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very strange.
Matt,
Yeah.
give us your thoughts
I
on this
mean,
on this rant
I
here.
said, I think this was their plan all along. And the Collins point of like, if Sony didn't acquire Bungie, they'd be fucked. I agree with that totally. It's either way, whether Sony owns them or whether they've stayed independent, they were fucked. Because if they stayed independent, they're fucked. And I talked to Ham about it right before the show started. I was in a party with Ham and our buddy Hard Day's Mike, talking about it. The difference between Sony acquiring them and them staying independent is either way they're fucked. But if Sony acquires them, then the CEOs and the management at Bungie get paid. That's really the difference. So they said, okay, we can either stay fucked and not get paid, or we can be fucked and we all get a nice big payout. So it's like they chose that, obviously. And it's like, whether Sony intervenes or not, their management is so completely screwed that they're going to kill themselves anyway. So it's like this.
Might as well make money.
As far as I'm concerned, and I don't know anything, but it just gut feeling that feels. I don't think Sony's too upset about the situation they're in with Bungie right now. I think after Lightfall, and once they saw the reception to Lightfall and how they not only missed their targets but missed them like fucking astronomically. And Sony's probably seeing that like, wait a second, you guys said you could do this and you didn't even come close to that. And once they saw that, they're like, okay, well, our plans are going to change. We'll let you do whatever. We'll be hands off. We'll let you do whatever you want to do. Basically, keep killing yourselves. We're not going to intervene. We'll just let you do it. And then once you're dead, we'll step in and we'll just do whatever we want with you. And I think this in the end is Sony wanting. I think as soon as they make an IP, that Sony owns, not Bungie, as soon as Sony, like PlayStation Studios, like the example I used earlier was like say in a couple of years, like in 5-6 years, they do Concord 2. And for whatever reason, Concord 2 is a massive fucking hit, like a huge hit, wildly popular, wildly successful. As soon as that happens, I think Bungie's dead. I think they're just going to merge Bungie with whatever studio makes that. Probably Firewalk. Or they'll just continue to be Bungie, but they'll just be a support studio for whatever that game ends up being. Whether it's Concord 2, whether it's whatever live service game that PlayStation makes. As soon as they get something that's successful, I think that's pretty much it for Bungie. Because they don't have any interest in Bungie making successful things, because Bungie owns their things. They don't want Bungie making Destiny 2, 3, and 4 when they don't own Destiny. What good is that for them? They want Bungie working on what they own.
Matt,
and what's that?
Can you please stop spitting? Can you please stop spitting?
I mean, hey, let me know if I'm wrong, because I hope I'm wrong. But dude, I just don't. They have nothing to gain from Bungie making their own IP. They just don't have anything to gain from
it. No pushback from anyone else.
I love it when that happens. After there's been a sore or long rough take and Loke doesn't know how to immediately respond, check out his body movement. He does the same thing every time where he tilts his chest and chin back a little bit. It's just like takes a deep breath and it's like, okay.
That was just straight facts.
I just enjoy it. I just enjoy people watching.
Uh,
I don't know the terms of
But-
their deal specifically, but I would disagree that Sony has nothing to gain if Bungie makes something that goes multi-platform. Ultimately, they're still part of Sony. They still get that revenue.
Sure, yeah, for sure.
So, if it's a really highly successful game that's multi-platform, Sony will make more money off that than they would on an exclusive. Now, it may not suit their agenda with pushing hardware as well, but I mean, ultimately, I think they're all in it for the money. That's why they're moving to PC and doing the other things, right? But I do think it suits their style better if they have control of Bungie, and Bungie's not their own little thing anymore, and that Sony would prefer to be the ones making the decision as to whether or not those things are going multi-plat or not. So don't disagree with everything you said. I think most of it's spot on. But just that one thing at the end, maybe.
disagree.
Okay.
I think Sony has, but I do agree that Sony has lots of I think ultimately Sony's problem is in order for them to grow the type of game that they need, they have to be able to successfully grow on PC, sustainably grow on PC. So their control of Bungie doesn't matter if they can't sustainably grow on PC. And when they're talking about those Concord numbers on PC are actually important.
Yep. Very
because
important.
the kind of game that they're looking at. I mean, we all see the PlayStation Plus numbers. They aren't looking hot. For how big of a base they have, their PlayStation Plus numbers aren't looking hot. So they either have to churn out something free to play that doesn't require PlayStation Plus, or they have to make a game that's going to do numbers and keep people engaged. And unless they're going to just throw it on PlayStation Plus, they can't expect Bungie to just be a PlayStation machine.
It needs to be everywhere. Oh my goodness. Me and Ham already chopped it up about this one on Wednesday. I just really wanted to get your guys' take on it. Someone asked an interesting question. Actually, let me put it up. Sapo actually asked the question. Said, and for the record, it was never about Bungie, in my opinion. It was about helping. It was about replacing ABK. I foresee Sony taking Bungie games and making them exclusive. So Cozy already pointed out that it's probably not sustainable to make them exclusive. I'm more with Cozy on this one, right? Where I can see it being being Sony's move to say we need to replace the cash cow that was Call of Duty and make it, and it needs to be something that we make most of the revenue on, because gone are the days of we make all the revenue on this big gigantic exclusive. Those days are done. It's over. Now the idea is you need to have a semi-exclusive where you make like 60% of the dollar, or 50% of the dollar, or 80% of the dollar, or whatever. And I think Sony see Bungie as potentially the ones who can deliver that game or that experience with that financial kickback. Matt, are me and Cozy crazy? Are we insane? Because we disagree with Sapo's idea here that they're going to make it exclusive.
exclusive to, and exclusive in
Sony.
this case meaning
To play.
PlayStation and PC.
Yes. Because nothing's
I
truly
think-
exclusive anymore.
Yeah,
That's
like,
over. That is done.
exactly. I think the days of something, especially a multiplayer game, being exclusive to your console, that is done.
To your box.
Yeah, like but I totally could see a scenario where because here's the thing. I say that right now, but in a few years that could change because Sony's very stubborn where they're like, hey guys, everything's exclusive to our console. We'll never put it on PC. And then, fast forward a few years later, we're putting some games on PC. Oh, but it's just we're gonna do live service games on PC. So like maybe in a few years things change. I think they will. But as of this very moment, the way things are going, I wouldn't be too surprised to see. I wouldn't even be too surprised to see a pivot with something like Marathon. To like how that was, hey, it's coming to Xbox, and then now it's not. I wouldn't be very surprised to see that at all.
Oh no, I wouldn't be surprised to see that. I would be surprised if it netted them the returns they want.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I think for now they're just what's the word? Stubborn or enough to like try something like that, but then once they try it, they'll figure it out that that's not
going to work.
Yeah, that's not going to work. So then they'll have to do the pivot thing.
I think like a lot of their old-fashioned thinking is along the console lines, like the whereas like people who get stuck business-wise are like, don't think that, Microsoft, yes, they are selling out Xbox, obviously. But if it's making them money, does it matter? And I think, when was it, like years ago when they talked about how every bit of entertainment is fighting for your attention?
Yeah.
So every game that is like a Microsoft property that people, even on PlayStation, because Microsoft puts their games on PlayStation and Nintendo, is more money taken from PlayStation.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if they want to play with the big boys on live service games, they got to be everywhere. That's the reality. And, yeah, sure, okay, series consoles, what are there? 30 million out there. If you get a 10% attach rate on those 30 million, that's still 3 million sales for a game. That's a lot of money. And I don't think you pass on that. Doesn't make sense.
I don't mean to change the topic at all, but I just wanted to say shout out to Vic. He just hooked me up with a little bit more Game Pass subscription for my birthday. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Vic. I appreciate that. I just wanted to shout that out and let everybody know that he hooked a brother up.
Nice. Happy birthday, by the way.
Thanks again. It's on Monday. It's not today, but
Look at me. My birthday's on Monday.
Happy birthday early for Monday, because I probably won't talk to you on Monday. So I'm saying happy birthday now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Redeeming now.
Nice.
Wow, yeah. That'll save me like $45. Thanks, dog. You got me 3 months.
There you go.
Sweet.
Or actually now it's $60. So thanks. It doesn't say, hold on a second. Hold up. That saves me $60. Thank you so much, sir.
Sweet.
I'll tell the wife to knock it off of the budget for the next couple of months. You know what I'm saying? We got some go out to eat money. Now we good.
Date night.
Yeah, a Deadpool night is what I'm thinking.
$60, I get you like a cheeseburger.
I was thinking $60. That'll just pay for the entire experience at Deadpool.
There you go. Nice.
How about that?
I like it.
But anyways, continue. I'm sorry.
I don't even know who was talking, so let's go to the super chat. Sir X-Man, thank you so much. Says Bungie did what Sony does: take the money and run. Vic, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, bro, be quiet emoji, be quiet emoji, be quiet emoji. That means shh. laughing emoji, and facepalm. I don't think you were supposed to announce that.
Oh,
because
well, I
now
appreciate
Vic,
it.
now Vic has to pay for everyone's Game Pass.
No, he doesn't.
Uh,
No, you
he says he
definitely
pushed himself to 2025. Wow, August 2025. Damn,
There you go.
y'all have faith. Y'all have faith in the best service in gaming. Shocker. Anyways, and we have to address another tweet with news that just popped off recently. Infinite Umbra actually is one who posted this, and then I saw it.
He is in the chat
The
too. Just
final
go there,
level.
Cracking Infinite, if you're still here.
Yeah, the final level. Farewell from Game Informer. So Game Informer,
Rest in peace.
Rip.
a website, a gaming focused website is actually shutting down. So here's their statement. After 33 thrilling years of bringing you the latest news, reviews, and insights from the ever evolving world of gaming, it is with a heavy heart that we announce the closure of Game Informer. From the early days of pixelated adventures to today's immersive virtual realms, we've been honored to share this incredible journey with you. Our loyal readers, while our presses may stop, the passion for gaming that we've cultivated together will continue to live on. Thank you for being part of our epic quest, and may your own gaming adventures never end. Game Informer. Matt,
Yeah.
how do you feel about this? Do you have any memories with Game Informer specifically?
Dude, I used to be subbed to their magazine back. I remember getting like the magazine right. I think it was before, yeah, right around September, the month that Halo 3 launched. I remember like I was subscribed to that magazine for a while, a good long while, and it was awesome. So, I mean, I know that magazine's long been dead at this point, but like Game Informer themselves, like as a company, was always pretty
The
cool.
website.
It's kind of shit to see them go. Honestly, especially considering everything that happened with IGN being like now IGN owns like half of gaming media now. So it's like here's another one that's just gone. It's a bummer. It's a real bummer. But yeah, I got some memories with them for sure.
Yeah. Mental. Game Informer. Do you have any memories? What are your thoughts on this news? Mental.
I guess I'm wondering why IGN didn't buy them too. I guess they weren't good enough. I don't know.
Yeah, they weren't. They weren't.
Yeah. No, nothing specifically or specific in terms of memories or anything, but I would check the site out occasionally, and maybe if I had checked it out more, they'd still be around. I don't know. But typically I don't look at a lot of websites for my gaming news. I have people I follow on YouTube, and that's generally where I go. But
That's all.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. You hate to see things shut down, people get put out of work and stuff.
Welcome in,
sucks.
Live Supremacy. Welcome. Ham, thoughts on Game Informer shutting down?
I mean, it's obviously sad, but I mean, can any of us pick up and show their latest copy of Game Informer right now? That's kind of my point. So, yeah, as much as it's sad, it's more sad on my nostalgia kind of zone of my of like my memory and stuff like that than it is like it just kind of lets me know the day and age that we're in, I mean, I remember how cool it was back in the day to, get your one magazine that came in on that month, right? You'd be it'd be in the plastic wrapper and whatnot. You'd be like kind of folding it, making sure there wasn't a disc in there. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, just kind of seeing if they sent to something a little extra this time, but nah, man. Game Informer is, I mean, like It's been kind of dead to me ever since I left high school, and I graduated in 06. So it's been about 20 years since that's been a thing, even at all for me. Now that I see it close, I'm just kind of like, kind of makes sense, you know? I mean, just kind of like Blockbuster closing after Netflix or Redbox. It's kind of like, oh, well, seen that coming. And then on top of it, they didn't really remain relevant outside of their magazine. And I think that was their biggest problem, is because whenever somebody thinks about Game Informer, they don't think about their website or anything like that. They think about the hardback, or not the hardback, but but like the hard, magazine, the actual piece of paper, in their hands and stuff like that. And I mean, I'm not even getting paper from my insurance companies anymore. Them motherfuckers said go paperless. So like, it's like I'm not
Yep.
surprised to see another magazine that nobody reads, because even back then nobody read it. Let's be real. Even back then nobody really read it. They got it more or less as
Shots fired.
no. I'm being real. Most people didn't read
Damn.
their shits anyways, front to back. They got it more or less as a collection piece. Most people that still fuck with Game Informer have them in boxes. They do not have them to get the latest and greatest news in gaming. Like, it's just not happening. So yeah.
Wow. Cozy.
I honestly, okay, so it's kind of sad. I actually subscribe to them. I think the reason people didn't go to them as much is they didn't spend they surprisingly spent a lot less time on doing things that were clickbaity than a lot of these the other ones that yeah, that's why you don't go to their site, because let's be honest, people don't read any of those articles. People don't read anything. People have barely literate.
That's
but Game Informer, one of the reasons I'm sad to see them go is because yes, they absolutely, as someone who does read these kind of articles, they did significantly less clickbaity stuff than the other big ones. So people didn't have a reason to click on any of their links, or didn't have as much reason to click on any of their links, because they weren't getting you outraged with the feels. They were just doing things. And yes, they would have opinions that you disagree with, but they weren't like out here making, a whole bunch of, obviously rage-inducing headlines and stuff like that.
And their articles, Cozy, because I also read a couple of their articles. Their articles were not like 500 words. They had like 2,000 word.
Yeah, they were
articles. You could sit down and read for 30 minutes.
Yes, they had a lot of honestly, I think that's why I like them so much, is because they actually put a lot of more work into the things that they were writing. It's a sad. I understand why. It's like most people, yeah, they're not, and I get it if you're not a reader, but it's like a lot of things keeping a lot of the other ones in business is just how much revenue they get from making people mad.
Drama, yeah.
And Game Informer just didn't have a lot of that. In a way, it's kind of sad to see them go, but at least they went out with integrity.
They sure did. I'll give you that. They sure did. I've never at any point in my involvement of Game Informer from way back in the day, back 2006 prior, ever was feeling some sort of push in any kind of nefarious direction from Game Informer, which has always been kind of nice, but it also kind of made them dry in the sense of maybe sometimes looking for that kind of stuff, right? So yeah, they go away, but that kind of stinks. It just a, like I said earlier, it's a stark reminder of the times that we're in today. It's not about really much news per se, as much as it is getting people to look. That's all I really got to say.
Yeah. Rip, Game Informer. We will miss you.
Yeah, they had really good game scoring too.
The few of us, yeah, the few of us that care or care to read your stuff, we will miss you. Moving on to the next article. Well, it's not an article, but it's another tweet that I thought was very interesting. I want to go around the table really quickly and listen to old boy
There was
talk
a
about
law he's
he's
Oh, I
talking
love this
about
guy.
content creators. Yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
following him a
I
long
saw this.
time.
All right, so let's go.
YouTube ruined gamers. G-Man had to remove his Star Wars Outlaw review because it was too positive. This is the world y'all want to see. After years of Angry Joe reviews, there was a large amount of gamers who believe that the only way you're being genuine about a game is if you're being negative. I'm going to let you in on a secret. Me and every single content creator you've seen on this app knows for a fact that it is much easier to get engagement being negative than it is for being positive. Bashing a game is a layup, whereas saying something positive is a much harder shot. It opens you up for much more negative comment. It opens you up to seem less genuine. Why is that? I don't only blame the YouTubers who in the early days of the algorithm figured out that if they come up with something rage-inducing, you all will engage with it much more. It's not just the listener's fault for believing that anger and rage is somehow more passionate and genuine than calm positivity. It's all of it. I can promise you this. If you run across an account that is mostly rage and anger and negativity and another account that is mostly positivity, the positive one is probably more genuine. Unfortunately, most gamers nowadays have succumbed to nothing but groupthink, mob mentality, sheep-like behavior. If anything goes against the grain of the majority, it is tossed out and disregarded. Any criticisms of a game that's supposed to be loved gets tossed out. And any love for a game that's supposed to be hated gets tossed out. All that does is make developers say, you don't know what you're talking about. And can you disagree when y'all are willing to disregard an opinion of someone who played a game and liked it, even though you haven't even touched it? But that's just me though. Make sure you tap in for more video game discussions.
Man, I have so many thoughts on this one. So many thoughts. But the first one that comes to mind is when he says, "Oh, sorry, let's go.
Disregard an opinion of someone who played a game and liked it, even though you haven't even touched it." But that's
yeah. For me, that's where he kind of lost me. Like I was with him, and then he lost me there. Even though you haven't even touched it. Okay, so are we saying that if you haven't played a game, thou shalt not speak on it because
No,
you've
you
seen some
just
videos?
no, you just can't
Is that what we're
proclaim it's
going
bad.
with?
No, you just can't proclaim that it's
That's
bad.
that's a part of speaking on it. Can you proclaim that it's
Okay,
good
okay,
even though you haven't played
okay.
it?
No, you can't.
Hold on.
Because you haven't played it.
No, but Matt, but your initial response was
I'm
not,
loving this.
oh
Let's
yeah,
go.
you can't speak on it. Your initial response is
No,
because it's
hold on.
bad.
Hold on, Luke. You can speak on
Oh, that's
anything
not
you
what
want
happened?
to. You can speak on anything you want to speak on. I'm just saying, don't expect me to take your opinion at any sort of value if you haven't played. Like if I play a game and say, "Hey, I really like this game," and you haven't played it, and you go, "Game's shit." I don't care. You can say that. You have the right to say that. You totally have the right to say that. But I don't care what you think. Why would I? Or if I played a game and thought it was bad, but you're like, actually, it's really great. Have you played it? No. You're totally fine to have that. You're totally fine to have that opinion, but I don't care. I don't care. That's the kind of person you shouldn't really be taking too serious. They're fine to have that opinion. You're allowed to do it. It's whatever.
So that's where you disagree with him and you agree with me. because me and you both agree that people should be allowed to say whatever they want. Yeah, Matt. Because his point is thou shalt not speak if thou has not played the game.
Hold on, run that back. Maybe I misheard.
And I think that's insane.
Maybe you should run it back, Loke, on
Make
that
developers
specific
say
part,
you
just
don't
so
know
we
what
know
you're
what you're talking about.
And can't gets tossed out. All that that's supposed to be loved gets tossed out. And any love for a game that's supposed to be hated gets tossed out. All that does is make developers say you don't know what you're talking about. And can you disagree when y'all are willing to disregard an opinion of someone who played a game and liked it, even though you haven't even touched it? But that
you don't know what you're talking about. He's not saying you can't talk about it. He's saying you don't know what you're talking about. That's exactly what I guess you're saying, maybe.
But should you, Matt?
What am I misunderstanding?
What I'm saying is that people should be allowed to talk about games if they haven't played them.
But he's not saying you shouldn't be. He's saying that you don't know what you're talking about. He's not saying
you don't know what you're talking about, you shouldn't be talking.
That's
you. That's you.
That's your personal opinion.
That's
there,
you.
Loke.
You interjected that.
But when I say
made that
you
up.
don't know what you're talking about, when you say someone doesn't know what they're talking about,
Look,
what are you saying?
Look, if I go to Neil deGrasse Tyson, he's talking astrophysics, and I decide I'm going to interject on his conversation of astrophysics, I'm free to do that. But he's also free to go like, dude, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
And by him saying you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, what is he saying?
He's saying you don't fucking know what you're talking about.
He's
I'm
saying
an astrophysicist, and you're not.
I mean, to insinuate something outside of that is on your own volition.
Yeah, that's on you. That's like you're interpreting that. He didn't say that.
That's just like telling somebody, "Hey, eat your food," and then they choose to grab like a utensil or not use a utensil. I mean, their interpretation of eating it is on them. But all you want them to do is to understand what you just said, which is to eat your food.
Yeah. What Lady Foxfire said right there, freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want, but I can choose to listen or not. And in that scenario, I'm not going to listen to somebody when I played the game and they haven't. But you can talk. Go ahead. By all means.
Go ahead, Mental.
Yeah, say whatever you want. No, I have to agree. Like, you can make comments about something you've not played and say things like, I don't know, just doesn't look like a game I would enjoy. To me, I don't like this and that based on what I've seen. I haven't played it, but this is what the impressions I have of it are. That you can do, but to start going off and, oh, game's trash and this and that, you have no point of reference to talk like that about it, and I think that's unfair to the developers that put their heart and soul into it, and to other people that may assume that you've played it and you're saying it sucks. You should have qualifiers in, but you definitely have a right to speak about a game if you haven't played it. Just got to be transparent.
It's like saying the Lakers
about
are trash, right? When they're like historically, like one of the, if not, the top two best squads of all time. But you're never gonna not hear somebody say they're trash because freedom of speech. But the fact at the end of the day is those people that are calling them trash aren't being listened to, right? Because they're not making any sense. I mean, now if somebody says, "Hey, LeBron is looking, like he needs some help. They look a little washed up, and they look like they need
now they're trash.
Like a little assistant."
Right now.
And Bronny James isn't really helping. Well, then you're giving some context to why you think they suck, and then you're actually giving somebody a reason to think, I wonder if what they have said, like think about telling JJ Redick right now your team's trash versus, yo, man, maybe you should start this guy over this guy because this dude is a better passer and LeBron's looking for somebody to dish it, a little bit better than in the past. That's that's a lot more clear-headed advice that you could actually take serious compared to the person that said it's trash. You're trash.
And also in the context of the, because he's, oh no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Get Cozy's opinion on this.
Cozy,
So
can people speak if they haven't played a game?
the only things you can say are talk about the things you don't like. The thing as far as like talking about the things you don't like, or like, are how it looks. Like, what else are you supposed to say? You can
So you can speak on a game.
You
if you
can't.
haven't
Yes,
played
but you can very specific. You can't call a game trash if you've never played it. You can't call a game trash because someone else played it and said it was trash. Because what are you? Do you even
So
have
if
an
you've
original
played
thought?
the game, can you call it trash? Is that acceptable to call
If
a
you
game
played it?
that people have put hundreds of thousands of hours into literal trash because you've played it?
If you play a game for a little 100,000 hours and you call it trash, I'm gonna
No,
question
no, no, no.
everything about
No,
you.
I'm saying that people, I'm saying the developers, I'm
Yes.
saying that developers have put in 100,000 hours into, right?
Oh,
People they've put hours into creating this game. You
I
play it
think
for, I don't know,
you
10,
can
and then you say
call
it's
it trash, but
That's acceptable.
I think you can call it trash. But I'm also going to say, why are you calling it trash? What do you not like about it?
Yeah, like have a
That's
conversation.
all. Yeah, it's personal opinion, right?
So it's not
Everybody's allowed
enough
to have an
to have
opinion.
played the game. You must
I think
have reasoning.
No, you
to
don't
call
I
need
think
something
to.
you don't need to have reasoning technically, but I think the only way you can reasonably call a game trash is if it's actually broken. Like there are games that I've played, like I boot it up, I get it downloaded, everything, and then I, get to the character creator or whatever, the game crashes. I look up like, hey, what's this? Oh yeah, that's just a known issue. It happens sometimes with certain people set up. Here are a million things you can try to get it working. So this is just a thing that happens? Yep. That's, to me, a trash game. Like, what are they doing to fix that? Oh, nothing. They don't even support the game.
Yeah.
Okay. So even if you've played it, the game must be objectively broken for you to call it trash, yes?
I like what Hazardor said right here.
For Cozy to call it
Oh,
trash.
Yeah.
For
I
Cozy to call it
basically, I look at games, so as someone who's making a game, I look at games as, what is your goal? What are you trying to do? Is it objectively doable? There are games where I've said that I think had trash mechanics. Like, here's a game that I 100%ed at the time was Outriders. But
Wow.
That game
got
was
to-
trash.
100%ed Outriders.
Here's
I'm
the
just
problem
kidding.
I had with Outriders. I got to the
What?
end game, and it had literally the worst end game I'd ever experienced in any game. It was terrible. It was terrible, terrible, terrible. Unfun, unfair.
But Cozy, I need you to say that again. You 100%ed
At the time, yeah.
Outriders.
Yeah.
Outriders.
Huh?
Wow.
And there were a lot about the
That's
game that
impressive.
I honestly thought was garbage.
But you
But
100%.
playing it was fun. But playing it was fun.
That's-
Oh
and
yeah,
that's-
I thought it
that's
had
the
like
most
one of the
important thing.
literally the story was terrible.
But you hear she says the end game was was trash, not the.
Yeah, I wouldn't
ultimate
have 100% if it had been absolute trash. Which is like, this comes back to like the Starfield conversation where people are like, this game sucks. Like, why do you have 500 hours? There's something wrong with you if you have 500 hours in a game. If you have more than 10 hours, honestly, in a game and it sucks, I'm just going to be like, why did you do that to yourself? I question
Why did
you.
keep going?
Yes. Like,
Yeah.
There was
I
way
have
too
about
many of those posts about
I have almost 100
Starfield.
hours. Yeah, I have almost 100 hours on Starfield. I haven't finished it, but you'll never catch me saying it's like a terrible
if you
game.
make it past a standard work week in hours in a game and are just like, I hate this game, what is wrong with you?
I don't know, dog. I don't know.
Like, I hate work, and I have to put 40 hours. You think I'm gonna spend 40 hours in a game that I hate? You think I'm gonna spend 5? I don't even. I'm a 30-minute person. You guys know that.
Yeah.
Like where my cutoff is about. My cutoff is about 10 to 12 hours. And I feel like that's very generous.
That's
incredible. That's
incredibly
incredible. Yeah, because dude, I'm like, I got ADD. Like if a game doesn't hook me, and that's a problem on me. If a game doesn't hook me in
Like
like the first
immediately.
20, in the first 20 minutes, I'm done with it.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're shorter than me.
Here's the thing: if
Bro.
that game could go on to be amazing, in most
like-
cases, I'll
I feel
never
like-
know.
I feel like I should maybe adjust my answer and say depending on the genre, because some games don't even last that long, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So like right now we're looking at Flintlock, and I just thought of that as I was saying that, and I look at Flintlock, and it's more on the Souls kind of side, right? I'd say
Yeah.
like I'd say I'd be better at this judgment completely if I was looking at a genre by genre, because I only give Souls games about 2 hours.
That's fair.
I give Souls games about 2 hours, and if it just feels like just boring, I guess is the best way to put it. If it just kind of feels a little boring to me, not saying that it's a boring game, just for me it is. Then I put down but see, I'm not a Souls player either. So like I put like 5 hours maybe into the most what was Demon Souls.
Lords of
I
Reformed.
hated it. I hated it.
Oh, okay.
I absolutely hated it. But I know it's like one of the best games that people say, but I hated it.
Yeah.
Apparently. Apparently.
Gravity Rush is amazing. I honestly though think it's better on Vita.
I dropped both Gravity Rush games in 10 minutes. So chat,
We're talking about
please
RPG,
share how
though. I
long.
think it's about 10 or 12 hours though on an RPG. Like Persona, it took me about 10 to 12 hours to get into that. And then once I was in it, it was hard for me to get out.
So for me, I don't grade things like RPGs. I literally go with the fun factor, just like Matt. I go with the fun factor. There's games I've dropped. There's games I've dropped at the start menu, if I'm being 100% honest. And there's games I've dropped 20 hours in. It really just, for me, I just look at it like, dude, I want to be having fun. As soon as I'm not having fun, unless I'm getting paid and I'm doing a review for someone, I'm out. If I'm not having fun, I'm good. So if I'm not having fun in 5 seconds after I start the game, like Kunitsugami, for example, I had fun the first 2 levels. When I got to the 3rd level, I wasn't having fun anymore. I wasn't trying to figure out why I wasn't having fun anymore. I was just like, oh, okay, this is not fun anymore. Uninstall, move on with my life. And that's it. You know? Elden Ring, after I'd spent a week on Moog, I was like, fuck it. I'm not having fun anymore. And I left. I came back to Moog, clapped them cheeks, and I'm having fun again.
Woo woo.
Elden Ring is like the rare thing for me, because with Elden Ring, I got it fully expecting that, okay, this is probably a wasted $60. Maybe I'll be able to refund it if I don't like it. I played it for like the first night I played it, because I was in a party with Ham, Vinny, a bunch of other people who were all playing it. In fact, Ham wasn't playing at the time because Ham got it a little bit later. Yeah. But I was in a party with all you guys talking, and I was like trying to like it. I'm like I want to give this a shot, but that first night, man, I did not like that game. I did not like it. And then the second night, it got a little bit better. Third night, I was like, okay, this is actually, like, once I started beating a couple bosses, like, okay, this is actually really good. And that's rare for me, where I'll give a game that long. Because normally that first night, if I didn't like it, I'd cut it, been out. It'd been, I would have asked for a reason right there. But
yeah,
I gave it the time. And it's a rare game that happens to, where I actually give it the time if I'm not immediately impressed.
And can you admit that one of the reasons why you gave it a proper go?
Yeah, 100%. I know what you're gonna say. Yes,
hype,
yes,
and community and whatever.
110%. If it wasn't specifically for my friend, Vinny, I would
Yes.
not. I would have probably given up on that game, 110%. But like just with how excited, not so much everyone else, but with how excited Vinny was for that game, talking to him like every night, it made me wanna find what made it special. And eventually I did. Eventually. And then it became one of my
Wow.
favorite games of all time.
And here we are. The rest is history. Lady Foxfire can be a little biased towards one or two because beat 'em ups and racing games are fun as fuck. Yeah, beat 'em ups. Those are the genres that usually I know I'm going to finish. Like if I buy a rally game, for example, I know I'm going to clock a rally game. I know it. There's no way I'm not going to get everything in a rally game or a fighting game. But everything out of that is just like, dude, I don't know. Guys, hit that like button and subscribe. Ring the bell, share it out. Do the damn thing. Like
Yes,
Tribe
please
Supremacy.
hit that like button, share it out. Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Please. Everyone's sending shout outs to Vinny. All right. Cheers to Vinny.
My cousin Vinny.
Yeah.
I just want to get
Looks like a lot
stuck
of
in the
people.
backwoods of voting, hoping
All right,
someone get out of jail.
But going back to that guy's main point about content creators, I thought it was very necessary for us to discuss this. Content creators focusing on negativity. Do you guys want me to replay the video, or you still remember what he said more or less?
Oh, I remember what he said, and I 100% agree with it.
All right, go ahead, Matt.
It's like, as someone who makes content, it's so much. It's not more fun. It's definitely not more fun, but it's so much easier to make negative content.
What in the hell?
No, I'm not going to put it on the screen, Ham. I'm not going to put that on the screen.
Don't
and
put that on the screen at all.
I am
Oh my
deleting.
god!
Actually,
Yeah, get that out of here.
I'm banning this user. Bye bye.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
get
Matt.
that out of here.
What did I miss?
Garbage.
Nothing of
You-
value.
You
Cozy.
missed a bunch of terrible nonsense. But
Go ahead, Matt.
yeah, I totally agree with what he like. It's not only is it easier to make negative content, like I said, not more fun,
my
but
God.
easier. It's also guaranteed to get you more engagement, guaranteed. And it's not like, oh, a 90% guarantee. Like it's fully 110% guaranteed you will get more engagement if you make something negative. That's just the way it is. And I've noticed that, and whatever how many years I've been making content since like the beginning of this generation, I've definitely noticed that. And I'm sure you guys have as well. Making the amount of content that you guys make and doing the amount of things you guys do, I know for a fact you guys have noticed that as well.
The big highlight for me was when Starfield came out, and I remember a lot of people hopped on our first pod talking about Starfield, and then when the vibe kind of came through to a lot of the people that were watching, I saw it in real time. When me, you, Matt, Ham, and Cozy, everyone in unison was like, yo, this game is straight fire. I remember in real time people just leaving. I remember that. There was weeks where we'd be talking about another subject, right? The hot subject of that week. And Starfield would come up and derail the entire conversation for like 30 minutes to an hour. And we were having so much fun just talking about Starfield. And I noticed a lot of people would just bounce. It'd just be like, nah, deuces, I'm out of here. This is too much positivity for me. So I can only remember Starfield right now, but on average, yes, people do not react well to positive engagement or
No,
just
they don't.
positive conversation.
And it's like that. And it's like that in anything, whether it be your favorite music or your just your basic city news and stuff like that. Like everything is driven off of like fear and frustration. instead of like just being happy with what you have or speaking positively about something. I mean, the only time like Tom Warren gets big time gets huge, likes and everything is when he has the worst things to say. Same with Jason Schreier. He almost doesn't even show up unless he has something bad to say. So it's just like, I mean, we just got done talking about Game Informer and everything, right? So it's that part. And I knew that, while we were kind of making our channel, that hey, we're not like constantly looking for negativity. We enjoy talking about it just like anybody else, but like
We're not going to
that's
run
not
away
our
from it.
drive. That's not like the reason to show up every Friday or the reason to show
Yeah.
up on a Monday or a Wednesday even. It's just like we just talk about whatever is there. And just so happens to be a lot of negative shit because that's all that people seem to really care about. But we don't but the thing is, the thing that makes us and our channel a little different is like we don't just agree with all the negative stuff that people say. We actually kick back about it. And I feel like sometimes when viewers come to watch our channel and stuff like that, they're like, oh, they're arguing against the thing that I'm mad about too, that I came here to watch them beat it up further.
Yeah.
But instead they're walking it back a little bit. And I don't like that. So, I mean, you're just never going to be for everybody. And I think it's harder to just stand your ground and just be like, hey, I'm going to continue to do what I think is right than it is just to try to be like everybody else, which usually ends up getting you nowhere even faster.
Yep.
Yeah. Cozy.
Yeah, it's like, but the thing is, when Matt said, "Oh, it's easy to make negative content," I disagree, at least personally. Mostly also probably because I'm like, I don't really care that much about who's watching me. I just want to talk about the things I like. And I really enjoy people gushing over the things they like. There's like some pleasure about like someone just being like, I found this new thing and it's the most exciting thing ever for me. Even if it's something something that I personally don't enjoy, knowing that someone's like, yay, this is fun. There's something, particularly enjoyable about someone being like, wee.
Oh my God, Stanley, what are you talking about? Oh my goodness. Yeah, but Cozy, I'm 100% there with you. It doesn't matter if the writer of the article was right or wrong. It's always lost in a discussion.
Yep.
Yeah. It's hard for me to watch just inherently negative stuff especially about gaming, because like I feel like everyone here likes games. So it's like, why would I want to watch something that's just or someone who's just constantly negative about it, or
But that's
trying
the
to like
thing, Matt.
start some sort of toxicity?
For me, like I kind of agree with him, but I also kind of disagree with him because it's like, are we not supposed to engage with the negative? Because that's another thing that
No,
I like about our channel. We're not
yeah,
like
for
these
sure.
fake good guys that are just like fucking shills for, oh, everything is awesome. You know the song.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
if stuff's bad, we will address it. If it's good, we will also like cover it
Sure.
with the same gusto. So
Yeah.
I don't like the blanket statement of I wouldn't like the idea that people shouldn't engage with a negative,
Put it.
because I'll use myself as an example with the whole Sweet Baby stuff. When the whole thing popped
Mhm.
off, I was one of the people that was definitely against it, right?
Yeah.
And then I remember a lot of people came on the channel, they're like, yeah, look, yeah. And then the tone kind of shifted. It stopped about people being focused on whatever bad games were perceived to be coming through the whole Sweet Baby thing, it then became personal, and people were trying to dox the Sweet Baby employees. They were trying to go after them for even like other projects. And I was like, guys, the problem that we have is with Suicide Squad. We're not going to sit here and say everything these people make is, you know what I mean? And then suddenly the mood shifted, and then I became woke 7. So it's like we are not allowed as content creators to have two thoughts about the same thing.
Yes.
You must pick a side, red or blue, and stay there.
It's all things.
Yeah, well, that's like, I'm not saying that negative content shouldn't exist. Sometimes things need to be talked about, and I'll use an example of whenever Microsoft just like demolished Tango and Arcane. I made a video on it. I made a video on it, pretty much scolding Microsoft. Like, I was pretty pissed.
Yes.
But that's not a video I would go out of my way to watch personally. That's just, I had to talk about it and tell people how I felt about it. Yes, and if anybody wanted to watch it, by all means, go ahead and watch it. It's there for you to watch. But me personally, I didn't get on Twitter after making that video and look for, hey, what's this guy's opinion on this? Because I don't want to see that. It's depressing.
I don't engage with a lot of this stuff because I don't like it already. So if I don't already like something, I'm not going to be like, I hope it fails. I'm just going to, I don't have enough energy, time, and attention to dedicate any of those to things I am already not interested in. So a lot of times when I see these negative things about things that I'm not going to touch or play, like Suicide Squad, for example, I'm never going to play it. So I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, I'm glad this failed. It's not on my radar at all. So when people talk about something like that, I'm just like, I'm over here playing something I like. And a lot of people who talk about things with these negative opinions, they aren't going to touch these things anyway. I always talk about it's not for you. You're not touching this. So why don't you talk about something that you are going to
touch? I finished it for you.
Yeah, thank you.
And Matt, to your point about the whole Tango GameWorks thing, you put out that video, but your channel is not 90% videos bashing Xbox.
Exactly, 100%.
Because I think that's where the balance is at. If we're being, if you're real about whatever topic, then there's going to be ups and downs. You're going to have videos criticizing Xbox. You're going to have more or less videos praising Xbox. You're going to have videos criticizing PlayStation, and you're going to be doing the same thing, praising PlayStation, Nintendo, and as for game reviews as well, etc., etc. So,
Matt, dude, I can tell you right now, that is also another thing that's pitted this that's kind of made this kind of gray zone with our channel, right? Because I feel like a lot of people, even when I was doing Behind Them Sticks, right? A lot of people, like at the end of the show, they'd be like more or less like asking me like, which side are you on? And stuff like that. You know?
Like, no one believes in you. Like, dude, I'm on my side.
Well, the whole thing is I've always been more of an Xbox gamer, but I like PlayStation as well, and I'm gonna criticize them both, right? And people don't want you criticizing their favorite thing, and that's the reason they'll show up to your channel, is because you criticize the thing that they hate while hoisting the thing that they love, right? Yes. But some random Tuesday comes around and Xbox does something fucked up, and I'm not hoisting their favorite thing.
Yo,
unsubscribe.
It's time to unsubscribe.
You know what I'm saying? And then, or even worse, some people don't even hit you up to come on their shows anymore. People people don't want you in their conversations, because then you'll make. I mean, maybe I'm being a little. Maybe I'm just being a little bit over the top, but you'll make too much sense to them, and they don't want their listeners to hear that.
Or you're gonna disagree with them,
or you're going to disagree with them and embarrass them on their own show because they have all these followers that think this way. And if you bring on, topics in which they'll have to think and actually put stuff to perspective and answer for certain things, people don't like that. And
No,
I don't
they
know
do not.
this channel right here. This is one of the main reasons I love having this channel right here. Is because we just don't give a fuck.
Cozy's the Nintendo goddess, but yo, the way she goes hard on Nintendo, jeez. It's like, do you like
I've
Nintendo or
always
not?
no. I mean, you can say that, but I've always been like number one, not fan of most of Nintendo's big, like top tier offerings. Like I like
Mario, Zelda.
I like Kirby. I like Animal Crossing. I like some of the Mario spin-offs, but not a whole lot of them. Kirby and Animal Crossing. I used to like Fire Emblem before it became too weebish. What?
Splatoon?
Yeah, Splatoon.
Yeah, I remember you said that you like Splatoon as well.
But yeah, I really like their their tiny games that most people probably don't even know what they are. Dylan's Rollin' Western
did you play
was
Astro Chain?
Yes.
Did you play Astro Chain?
Yeah,
Oh,
I like
my
Astro
goodness.
Chain.
I didn't get to finish it. I just played
Chain.
Say it 3 times really fast.
I can't. I'm not even gonna pretend I can. I couldn't say it one time correctly.
I played it on my niece's Switch for a weekend, and it's the one game that made me think, maybe I should get a Switch. It was very good. Astro Chain was amazing. Still haven't finished it. I think when they release the next Switch, I might buy one of these old ones just for Astro Chain.
They have had historically on all their systems a lot of like smaller, tinier studios that make amazing games that no one will ever hear of or play. One of my favorite ones was this 3DS game called Ever Oasis, and it was an amazing game, like absolutely amazing.
Ever Oasis.
Yes, and it came out at the end of its life. It was just fun. You had like a village of little creature people, and you could pick whichever ones you wanted to take out with you on your adventures and fight bad guys. And they all had different skill sets and such. It was amazing. But yeah.
Hold on. Let's see what Ever Oasis is, just to show everyone. A typical Cozy Beluga game, this one. Where is it? There it is. This guy's talking. We can't hear him. That's the game. I'm guessing this is a cutscene.
The hell are we? What's going on here?
We're looking at a niche game that Cozy is trying to bring everyone up to speed on. It's called Ever Oasis. God damn it, Ham. Did you finish this game, Cozy?
Yeah.
It looks nice. Rachie says
it was the
Astro Chain
last
should be played.
3DS game I bought.
Okay. The problem is backwards compatibility. That's my big problem with Nintendo, because PlayStation and Xbox, more or less, a lot of their games you can play on later systems. For this, I would have to buy a 3DOS.
The Switch was literally the first system where you couldn't. And if you want to buy a 3DS, you should buy a 3DS, and I can show you some things, quite easily.
Show me some things. Okay. Okay. I'm interested. No meltdown over Sony. Gogo Po, you're late, bro. We've already had the meltdown over Sony firing.
Welcome back, Mr.
Oh my
Mental.
god.
Oh, thanks.
Mental, welcome
apologize for my unexpected departure. I had to connect to a VPN, and I didn't think it would actually just log me out of this stuff.
Have you been playing What Remains of Edith Finch? The most saddest game in the world?
Yeah, I did start that. Yes.
I'm sorry.
It's that bad?
It's the saddest game in the world.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens.
But it's a very good game. It's a very good game.
But do you disagree that it's the saddest game in the world?
Yeah, it's very sad.
Is it? Okay, well, thanks for that. Maybe I'll change my mind then.
No, beautiful. You have
you
to
still
see
need to
it
play
through.
it. It's one of the best like narratives that you'll ever play in your life.
Okay.
I'm not even joking. Yeah.
Okay.
It only took us 1 hour and 30 minutes to get into the news, ladies and gentlemen.
Woohoo!
Let's go. Avowed is reportedly being delayed into 2025, but chill out. It's apparently just to give it a bit of Game Pass breathing room. Ham, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. I want to speak first before everyone goes on this one.
Oh,
Ladies
okay.
and gentlemen, who would have thought 2 or 3 years ago, who would have thought that we would be living in a universe, in a world
Oh, here we go. I see why you
where
got my attention.
where Xbox has too many games. I'm
Why you
old
say
enough
that
to
so
remember
slowly,
I remember when the meme was Xbox has no games. Welcome to 2024, the year Xbox officially had too many games. Matt,
Oh,
what are your thoughts on Avowed having to go to 2025?
It sucks. It was my most anticipated game this year, but I kind of figured something like this would happen once Stalker got delayed to November. Because the rumored date for Avowed, I believe, was what, like November 11th was the rumor, I think.
it was like November 11th
That
or
was
18th or 19th.
Yeah, something like that. It was like mid-November or something. And you think about Game Pass around that time. Well, Stalker wasn't there when that rumor was going around, but now you got Stalker, and then like right before Stalker, you got Call of Duty, Black Ops 6, and then also you figure at some point they want to release Indiana Jones this year. So you're going to throw Indiana Jones in there. And then you also got the game. I mean, I'm not very interested in it, but you got a game like Our History Untold that needs its audience. It doesn't surprise me that something got pushed. I'm a little bummed that it was Avowed, but it doesn't surprise me that something got pushed out of that time frame. Especially because you're partnered technically with GSC Game World for Soccer 2. You want that game, especially with all that they've gone through, you want that game to have the success that it deserves whenever it comes out, and you want it to be a nice launch for them and have exciting player numbers and all that stuff. So, you know, you got to make some space, and it sucks, but Avowed was the one that had to be moved to make the space. So now Avowed would be probably my most anticipated game of 2025. It's going to be hard with not Doom Eternal, but Doom the Dark Ages there, because that's going to be a big one too. But yeah, it sucks. It
Also
sucks,
an
but I kind of
Xbox
expected
game.
it. Yeah.
Also an Xbox game.
Yes.
Ushers, this talk about one exclusive. You right? Take this argument, right? Take this argument, put it in the same bag where you argue about console sales, right? Right? And take that argument and go back to 1999. All right? Do that, brother. Because we're not doing that anymore. All right? Same way we're not using Walkmans anymore, you know? Same way we're not using like landlines that have the dial-up thing. I'm sorry, Ushers, we're just not doing it anymore. I see our headphones don't have cables anymore. It's 2024, bro. Get with the program.
Also,
Ham,
what
are your
What's up?
What are your thoughts on Avowed going to 2025? Apparently, because Xbox Game Pass is stuffed to the brim.
I think it's smart if you want to give it some breathing room. I mean, instead of just be thrown in there as just like another game. I mean, I mean, a lot of people are saying, oh, Stalker got moved, like Matt, and I agree. I agree with that, but it's because of Call of Duty.
Oh yeah, good old COD.
Call of Duty. Call of
Call of
Duty.
Duty's
Stalker
coming out in
was-
November, and it's like, yo, you have a big game called Avowed that's showing up. Why not let Call of Duty have a little bit of air? You already got Stalker 2 up in there. You already have, you know, a game in the prior month. You know, I just don't. And then we still got Indiana Jones to figure out, right?
Yeah.
As well, and those are some bigger name titles, like it's two big name titles being Indiana Jones and Call of Duty. And then you got Stalker 2, which is kind of the wild card. Adding Avowed to it would then be adding a second wild card. And why? And it just doesn't make any sense when you're trying to like market to the masses. So you maybe give them some time to clear their plate before, giving them another serving. Now I feel like that's what this is, really. I mean, Avowed's supposed to be a pretty large game, and I expect it to be pretty have quite a bit of depth. So with that being said, I feel like you got to give it a time where where there's a little bit of you can hear a pin drop for a second and then finally drop it in
there. Yeah. Cozy.
Yes.
Avowed going to 2025. Thoughts?
I think it makes sense if they're trying to keep everything from being so congested.
All right. Agreements all across the board. Gogo Poe, when you say even Japan is all Switch, we were talking about this. I think it was on Wednesday, Ham. Console sales are down across the board for everyone, even for Switch, down 70%. It's down for everybody. Mentor, what are your thoughts on Avowed going to 2025?
Well, I mean, much like everyone else said, I thought when I saw that they were planning on dumping all these games like August onward, I thought that's too many games to drop in that short period of time. Doesn't give any of them a real chance to do their thing. So I think it makes perfect sense to push it out and spread that out a little bit. Especially with the delay of Stalker. But, Ham's not wrong. Call of Duty's sitting there too. And that's going to be huge. So it's an awful
first time on Game Pass. It's like, get the fuck out of the way.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to need like 2 or 3 months alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm really interested to see where they land Indy. Like, I'm interested to see what date they give Indy.
I really think it's going to be a holiday game.
Yeah,
because
like holiday, as in like let's say December 20th, as an example, like that kind of holiday, or holiday as in early December.
I usually just refer to December as holiday games.
Yeah,
just that whole
month
fair. Is a holiday game, because like you put it out early in December, give people the opportunity to purchase it and get ready to be able to open it.
Get ready to purchase it.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't want to be purchasing it, like especially if you're looking for a physical copy. Like, what would you look like as a business not being available until after Christmas, right? Sure. I mean, then you get a lot of the people with gift cards and stuff like that, but you miss completely on the whole shopping time or rush before Christmas itself. And the rush before Christmas, those 2 days prior to Christmas are fucking nuts.
Yeah,
every year. Just the 2 days, the 48 hours before Christmas, like it's as if stores didn't open all year until then. Then everybody's
as if
there.
there was no
and
black.
All the good stuff is gone, and yeah, you see a lot of people disappointed, looking for looking at their second or third option, looking for second and third options and shit like that.
Yeah.
I've been one of those disappointed motherfuckers walking into the store and being like, "Hey, ain't a motherfucker on this shelf. I ain't going across town to even look. Like, I already know it's gone."
Never mind. The traffic as well to get there to the other side. Go ahead, Mentor.
Parking. Oh my god.
I'm really curious to see what prices will be like starting like, you know, Black Friday. What are we going to see for deals on consoles? Like, how hard are they going to actually try and push to move consoles and get people interested in Xbox on that level, right? I mean, we know what they're doing with the Fire TV and all that stuff. That's all great. I have tested that, by the way. If I don't know if you guys are interested in that opinion, but
I am.
Yes, we are. Yes, we
Let
are.
us know.
yeah.
Let us know.
So I did pick up the Fire Stick on the Prime days here in Canada, so it's a reasonably affordable item to just pick up.
Oh, look at you.
And
big money.
I thought, yeah, $50
He's a baller,
device.
this one.
It's crazy. It's crazy. What am I doing? Yeah. Anyway, and you know, setup was relatively easy. Went through it all. Controller hooked up right away, no problem. And I've played multiple things on it with just through, you know, one thing I found strange though, just a side note, when you do want to install the Xbox app, it then forces another update. So I don't know what they're doing like that's different from the standard TV updates you get. But anyway, just a side note there, you do go through another update. But generally speaking, over Wi-Fi, I have pretty decent Wi-Fi in my house. It played really well, surprisingly well. Not a lot of compression artifacting or anything. There was the odd frame drop here and there, but I understand, like I do know people that have it that are playing with it wired as well if you get the adapter for it, and apparently wired, they're saying good enough to play online shooters and stuff with it. So it's, I don't know that I would want to go that far with it, but I can tell you over Wi-Fi, I played some Hellblade, I played a few different things, played some 60 frames per second stuff, and surprisingly good. Surprisingly good. So as a, you know, an entry point for someone, all they need is a controller and that Fire Stick and their subscription, they're good to go, and you're going to have a pretty decent experience.
Let me ask you this real quick. So playing that over Wi-Fi, how did it feel like? Because I'm assuming you've tried it on your PC. I'm assuming you've tried it on your phone. How would you compare and contrast the like console, PC, phone, and then the Amazon Fire Stick?
It felt better to me than the experience on my phone. From a latency perspective, and I'm not sure why that is. It's been a while since I played on my phone, so I'd probably have to go back. Maybe it's just a general improvement to xCloud in general that, you know, has occurred since they made this deal. I don't know. It's very similar to the experience of, you know, streaming to my Steam Deck. You know, very comparable to that, which I think is generally pretty good on the Steam Deck. So they've come a long way. Man, I remember the initial beta for xCloud. I wasn't too impressed. Like, you could really feel that input latency. And
remember, you'd almost have to like you already knew the first time you connected to it, it's going to go down. So the second connection is probably the solid one.
Yeah, no doubt, and no doubt, yeah, and you know, when I compare it to that, it's come light years, and I think in general, I could probably game that way for, you know, your average third person kind of game, a little slower pace to it. I'd be perfectly happy with that type of experience. So, you know, like I said, I'm not going to play first person shooters with it or anything online, like, you know, multiplayer. I probably wouldn't be too into that, but
I want you to try a game of Halo if you can. Try just a match of Halo and tell me what you think about it.
Yeah, I can do that. Fire it up.
What's his name? What's his name? Black Viking, Longhouse Gaming Podcast says if you have over 400 plus megabits per second speeds, then it's okay. Under that, it's very rough. I'm assuming you have spectacular internet at your house.
My internet's good. Yeah, I got 3 gigabit up and down.
Oh,
and
look at you.
my
it's
Wi-Fi.
pretty good.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
This man's in an NASA center.
When you work for a company that's a provider,
1 gig, you over here with 3 of them hoes.
This guy's in the mainframe.
Yeah. When you work for a provider, you get better stuff for less money. It's just unfortunate. That's the way it is. But yeah, it's
mental matrix.
My Wi-Fi, I would average probably 700-800 megabit over Wi-Fi, so it's pretty decent. I could try it on
Stop with the
2.4
pretty
gigahertz.
decent. Stop with the pretty
This
decent.
guy.
I mean,
Sorry,
to
I
be
just
fair,
got
Wi-Fi is
upgraded.
always going to be capped by the what you call it itself. Stop!
Yeah.
You get off my keyboard. So it's always going to be capped by the Prime, the Prime's
just-
own.
I just got upgraded for free by my internet service provider. They upgraded me to 150 megabytes per second. And
Damn.
it's
150.
dude.
I'm sorry.
I'm listening to you talking about 3
This guy
gig, and I'm like,
3
Jesus, what is this guy? Is this guy? He's
Yeah.
even on the planet Earth. What's going on?
This guy's on the
Man's
moon.
fucking on a satellite. He's fucking.
What?
He gets
Yeah.
directly
No,
beamed
I-
by the Musk.
But yeah, unless
Yeah.
you're like,
It's good,
yeah. So it's always
I
going to
didn't
be
want to
capped
get
by
Elon
what
Musk's
the
internet.
by what your
Austin,
device
the
can
dude works
do,
for NASA.
and wireless devices
Probably.
they only do but so much. So you're not going to
Yeah.
get.
You're not wrong, right? Like a wireless connection, you're never going to leverage that bandwidth. But I have a 2.5 gigabit network in my house that all my primary devices are wired through, so I get decent speed there. The plan is to upgrade to a 10 gigabit.
I can't
switch
listen to
in
you
the
say the
house.
word decent no more.
You want to upgrade
But-
to a 10 gig?
10
You
gig?
said you want to
Yeah.
upgrade to a 10
That's
gig.
fucking crazy.
Yeah, I
Bro,
just
if I
I don't
wasn't
want to
married-
spend the money
If I
today,
wasn't
but
married and I didn't have kids, I'd be trying to move into your basement. 10 gig?
move from Texas
10
all the way up to
gig.
Canada. Yeah,
All right.
but
He said,
Alright.
I will
yeah.
wear a coat. I do not care.
I
So
don't
yeah,
care.
but here's the thing.
For
I
this.
downgraded.
Don't
I only
care.
have 300 megs now, and I have no problem with cloud gaming.
Oh, and you
If
make
it is
cloud
it fiber
gaming, right?
or cable?
Mine, fiber.
It's fiber. Yeah, I mean fiber is so much better than cable. Even at lower speeds, you're just going to have far more consistent pings and just far more consistent connectivity in terms
And I have
of
fiber
latency and whatnot.
right to my premise, so
Yeah,
I don't even
yeah,
have to go
that's
through anything.
So
real
long-
fiber drops into your basement basically, and you hook up or into your house, and your switch, everything is right there. And
So long story short, Viking is kind of saying that it's still not the best. I feel like that's what he's kind of saying.
It's going to be dependent on the person. It's not going to be
Right.
a totally
has-
experience
It's not
that's
unified
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
for everybody. It's
It's
just
never
you're-
going to
Exactly,
be unified
yeah.
unless they put unless everything is equidistant and all the same materials are being used and every
Yeah.
house is exactly the same setup. Those are the
That
only ways
and
everything's going to be
you're the
exactly
same
the same.
distance to their data center, and so on and so on. There's a million
The
variables.
same
I mean,
walls in your house, the same
you
material
can
used to
have,
build those walls.
if you've got 50 hops to get to a Microsoft data center, odds are you're going to run into a router or switch in somewhere along the way that's got an issue that's going to cause you problems. That's just the reality. Anytime you're communicating over a WAN like that, you're at the mercy of all the different connections that you bounce through before you get there. Even you could have 10 gigabit fiber, and if there's some kind of a congestion point along the way, you're not going to have a great experience. It's just the reality. We used to deal with this crap at work, right? With different customers and stuff, and I mean, one in particular, without mentioning names, they're having issues with some of their connectivity. They're blaming it on us, and I sat on a conference bridge with them and their team 5 hours a day for 6 weeks before I finally convinced them it was their problem. And once they realized that, okay, they went away. But they're routing all their traffic through in your hometown, or close to your hometown, I guess, in Dallas. They were using a proxy there that was just overloaded. So even though they had stuff that was pretty local to our systems in Eastern Canada, they were routing through Dallas and then over to Eastern Canada back and then into the West. And it was nasty.
Yeah, it's always nasty out in Dallas, isn't it, Luke?
Yeah. So it bumped their
I will
latency way
have you
up, and that's why
know.
they're
I will
having
have you
issues.
know. I will have
I've
you know.
seen people
Dallas is one of the
complain
cleanest
about their
and
connection,
safest cities in the
and
U.S.
why
I
are
will
they
have
in
you
the
know that.
basement? They're like,
Why
I
is
can't
what's in
get
the
anything.
basement?
My Wi-Fi sucks. Like, you're in the basement. I hope you know.
Mhm. Well, I have access points on every floor, like all 3 floors. I have a wireless access point, so it keeps the connection pretty strong all the way through. It's just through a mesh, right?
Something was going on. Mental. You are an in-house technician. Something was going on with my Wi-Fi at my old house. So we have like 5 rooms, right? 5 bedrooms, and I had like a router in each room.
Mhm.
But for some reason, not only two routers were working, which is the router in my office and the router in the living room. The other 4 routers in the other bedrooms, for some reason, you'd connect and the internet would be super slow. But if you connected to
Well,
my office or the living room, it was awesome.
so a wireless backbone through them, like they were all
I
connected
I
wirelessly,
don't
or were
know.
they wired?
Yes. No, they were all wired. The routers were all wired, and then they all went into like the little server box thingy. That's the mini server.
Hmm. Could be any number of a million different reasons why that would happen.
And you know how we fixed
Um,
it? We fixed it by removing all the other routers and just having two routers in the entire house.
that's weird.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
the
that's
logic I
kind of
had
weird.
was the more routers you have, the better. But that's not what happened.
Yeah, could potentially have been. I mean, were they all the same brand? Were they designed to be a mesh, or were they literally separate individual access points?
All right, now you're talking Chinese. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
I
Well, a
I
mesh
just know there
will
was
transition seamlessly to the strongest access point as you go through your house. All of it just happens transparently. Versus individual, my dog's standing there barking at the door wanting to get out. Versus individual connection points, you would have to manually transition between, or you could experience a disconnect from whatever you're doing. Like if you're watching a stream, as it switched to a new access point, the stream could stop and then come back up again, things like that. But a mesh, it'll do it seamlessly. You won't notice.
Oh yeah, mesh. You're a mesh.
I can be
I'm
a
not gonna
mesh
sit
some
here and
days.
pretend. I'm not. All right. So that's Avowed.
Anyway,
We all agree this was a great move. Looking forward to Q1 2025. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I understood half of what you said there, Mental. I'm just being honest. That was a lot. Moving on.
no worries.
Some bad news. Some bad news for Xbox. Or is it?
Uh-oh.
We'll see. This is from Famitsu. Xbox Series X and S has been repriced. The X is now 66,000 yen. The S is now 49,000 yen. And
That's
okay, this is
one
the 1
terabyte.
terabyte. The terabyte is 49,000 yen, and the S, the 500 gig, is 44,000 yen, judged by the impact of local prices due to changes in market conditions. So price has gone up, essentially. For the Series X, it went up from 559,000 to 66,000. The S 1 terabyte went up from 44,000 to 49,000. The Series S 500 gig went up from 37,000 to 44,000.
So is
I
that
don't
like
even know how much that
$50
is in
roughly?
US dollars. Pretty much.
All right, so we're
Uh,
looking at. So I just did
this
the
exchange rate.
translations. The exchange rate for each of those, and you're looking at around 450 for the Series X, 350 for the 1 terabyte Series S, and
Correct.
in 305 for the regular 512 Series S. So this is a nothing burger.
$450 for the X is a hell of a lot cheaper than it is here.
Yeah, I was about to say, I wish I could have got this
That's
jersey.
what I'm saying.
Buying them
This
there.
is a nothing burger. Like anybody
Yeah.
saying, "Oh man, look at this," it's just like you're just reminding yourself that you're spending more for the most part
pretty
if you're
much.
living in the U.S. or if you're living in, especially in Canada.
Yeah, there's $650 here.
This is a
It's
nothing burger.
ridiculous.
650.
Yeah, $650 here.
It translates to $650 US.
If I were to say anything about this, if I were to say anything about this, in my opinion, it shows more confidence in their product because Call of Duty is about to come out on Game Pass and stuff like that. They might be saying, "Hey, we need to raise them prices back up because we see y'all motherfuckers is a little thirsty."
You think the Japanese care about Call of Duty?
Do they?
Sure, yeah,
I
why
don't
not?
think they do. I don't know. I might be wrong.
I don't think Call of Duty is the most prominent thing over there, but Japanese players absolutely play Call of Duty.
The whole world plays Call of Duty.
Yeah, the whole world plays
Yeah, the
Call
whole
of Duty.
world.
I mean, it's not
We
like
didn't get the
League of
numbers it did just in the U.S. That's for sure.
it's not like League of Legends or CS:GO over there, but I mean, it's still probably pretty popular, I would imagine.
I don't think it's popular enough to sell consoles.
Well, nothing's popular. Like the thing is, like outside of America for Xbox, unless they decide to try to fix it, like with actual marketing, nothing's popular enough to sell consoles, really. Until they put some effort into marketing, but like the fact of the matter is, like, Call of Duty is coming. Call of Duty is a huge game, and it is coming to their service, and their service is tied to their console, and they're gonna raise the prices a little bit because they're pretty confident in that.
I mean, just look at what happened with college football, and that's not even their game.
Exactly. Dude, think of
what's going to happen.
Japan? Think of what's gonna happen with GTA when GTA releases.
I see what you mean. But I don't think college football is marketing to Japan.
No, they're not.
No.
But I think college football is in the same group as COD in terms of Japan customers.
I highly disagree. Because
I think he's asking if you think that.
If I thought you were saying that you think that. No. Okay. So no, I don't think it falls at all in the same boat for the fact that one is, something known around the world and more popular around the world that is Call of Duty and, FPS shooters and stuff like that versus playing a season of college football. Like, even in America, we already know that that's getting beat. Like, college football is not gonna beat Call of Duty. So think of that outside the U.S., right? Like, college football is like nothing over there, but Call of Duty.
No one is buying
Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It's like the way I think of it is like Final Fantasy over here, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So take that exact same logic and flip it for Final Fantasy for the United States versus.
And that's why I'm saying, I don't think it's a good idea to be increasing the price in a market where you can literally sell like 20 consoles in a month.
Yeah,
I think the idea is to lower the price, not to increase it, regardless of whether you're increasing it by $10, $50, or $5.
I think that's why they don't care.
I think
they know they're not going to sell.
It's a gone market. It doesn't matter. Like, it's like
exactly.
It's like a gone market. Japan is Nintendo land. People have this nostalgia boner for Japan, and sure, they're like Japanese games, but all the biggest Japanese games are already multi-plat. All the biggest Japanese games are multi-plat, and that aren't Nintendo. They're multi-plat. So
for Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy is not one of the biggest games. Look at the numbers it sells. It's not. Elden Ring sells more than Final Fantasy.
I forgot that Elden Ring was Japanese. Sorry.
We're really talking about a lot of it's a lot of nothing. It's to a market that is increasingly irrelevant to the type of the gamers that exist in most of the rest of the world.
Oh yeah,
Like I
Dragon
said,
Quest
this
as
is a
well.
nothing burger.
I
forgot
would
about
agree with
Dragon
Ham. This
Yeah.
doesn't mean
All right.
much.
Dragon Quest
Winter, nothing.
sells okay, but like all those
burger.
games that are selling well in Japan that aren't Nintendo games are selling well, are basically multi-plat. They're not going to be like, look at the numbers for Final Fantasy. We've seen the numbers. It did well for what
It's
it
not
was,
great.
but it was,
It's not great. They had to come out and say it didn't meet expectations, and they're looking into multi-plat. It's not great. It's not great. Mental, go
Microsoft
ahead.
Microsoft should do a big Call of Duty sale where they bundle a monthly Game
Hey,
Pass
yo.
with, a really sweet price on the console, and just package it up and just sell as many of those bloody things as they can.
if they want a game that would
I
sell well in
agree.
Japan, give us Viva Pinata. Stop!
If your house was Japan, Cozy.
Oh my god.
Only if your house was Japan. It's the bird.
The bird.
All right.
Yeah, no, I really,
All right, well,
if they don't do stuff like that, it does make you question their desire to succeed in the console space, right? I mean, I don't know how much of a desire they have for that anymore, but they've got so many opportunities upcoming to really push hardware. It'll be interesting to see what they do.
Raichi, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, how much does the Switch and PlayStation 5 cost in Japan?
Less. I'll tell them that right now. The PS5 disc version is $49,980, which is $385.
Ooh,
It also doesn't
Damn.
matter because if you
that's
think
not a
about
good
it,
look.
if
That's
you were in
not good.
Japan, sorry,
Damn.
Not.
if you're in Japan buying a Xbox and you're like in Japan and still buying an Xbox, you know what you're in for.
Yes.
You're kind of an enthusiast who would already get one anyway.
Yeah.
Wait, who's assuming Sony's untouchable?
What?
Oh my goodness. Gogo Po, I don't know. He comes
You
in
must
here
have
trying
missed
to
our
fight
early
the
conversation.
Yeah. He was
Sony
late.
is just
He was
like
late.
Sony's just got smaller holes in their boat than PlayStation just got smaller holes in their boat than
But they are
Microsoft.
struggling.
They're both sinking.
Yeah, the PS5
PlayStation's
is significantly cheaper. It looks like in Japan. If Google's or if Bing is giving me the correct information.
It is the correct information. There's articles here from the PlayStation itself that confirm. I just clicked on the article, and that's the great price.
No, Xbox is sinking.
49,980.
The only thing not doing well from an Xbox perspective is the hardware sales. That's
Yep.
the only place Sony's doing well.
Sony, and they're not even doing great.
They have their own host of issues that they're
Yeah,
dealing with.
But the thing I don't like about the whole hardware thing is that everyone knows that you sell consoles at a loss.
Even
Only
if they were
Nintendo
selling them
makes
not at a
profits.
loss, it wouldn't matter because
Yeah,
they are
there's no-
they're basically fighting an old man's war over something that is going to be increasingly irrelevant.
There's no way, by the way, they're
and-
selling them at a loss still. There's no
No.
way. I'll never believe
Yeah.
that. That's
No?
just a false narrative.
Well, we
Just
know
not
that
right now.
the discless
But at the
PlayStation was not
beginning-
already the discless
At the beginning
PlayStation.
of the cycle,
They
there
announced
was
and it wasn't sold as a loss.
Yeah. So let me just put it this way: when the
Okay.
story was when they launched Series X, they were selling it at $100 loss. Since that
Okay.
time, here we are 4 years later almost. NAND storage, like the NVMe costs, are roughly 1/5 of what they were at the time of launch. DDR6 memory that it uses is down 66% in cost since the time that they started with these things. And 7-nanometer wafers are half the cost that they were back in 2020. Those are the 3 most expensive components in that thing. The rest of it's just nothing. nothing burger. Those three things
Oh,
are way
as the
cheaper
prices
than
went
they
down for
were.
the components, their
Yeah,
cost also went down, and it
absolutely.
just didn't become
Absolutely.
front page news that, oh, these guys aren't selling at a
Hey,
loss anymore.
And then
yeah,
on
put it
top,
this way: Sony did
and then keep
announce
in
in
mind,
August.
and
Sorry.
not to interrupt, but like just and then to keep in mind on top of what you're saying, mental, just to give another layer to it, they make revisions to these devices.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So then not only is
And
the price going down in the factor of time, but it's also going down in
Stop it!
we learned how to make this in a cheaper way.
yeah,
Just
well,
'cause it's
yields go
almost
up too,
efficient,
right?
not just as.
Yeah, the manufacturing process gets better over time. Like 7 nanometers, old technology now, right? Like really old. The yields on it are probably better than 95%, which means that you're just getting way more viable chips on every wafer than you would have when they were first building them. There's absolutely, like, Sony announced in August 2021 that the PS5 hardware was now profitable.
Yep.
So tell me again how they're losing money on them. There's no freaking way they're losing money on them. There's just not. They're using the inflation narrative to just continue to gouge people. That's it.
Wait, so what you're telling me is, if they were selling the consoles at the original price that they came out, they'd be making a profit now.
Oh, for sure. 100% they're
But
making a
even
profit on the
but even
hardware.
but even then, they're still increasing prices.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I said it has to do with
100%.
that's why I said this in particular screams confidence, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
You
call
think you're gonna
complete
sell
BS.
more? You think you're gonna sell more consoles? Whether it's a whole lot or they're gonna make a little bit extra change off of it, and then on top of it, you're gonna buy. You're either gonna buy Call of Duty or you're gonna be in our subscription service.
Yeah. And the cost reductions I'm quoting, that's even with inflation. Those prices have dropped that much, right? Like, there's just no question in my mind that they are making money on these things. There's a reason consoles usually are half the price that they were at launch by now. They just haven't reduced
But
it.
they're not.
Yeah, they've just
'Cause, you know,
maintained because of the narrative of inflation. Everybody's come to accept everything's going up in price. But if you look at PC hardware, everything's come down in price.
Down. Yep.
And by a lot.
Yeah, inflation's
So
gone
tell
down
me
in several
again how these consoles are losing money.
They-
No
they-
freaking way.
they've been talking about inflation outside of gaming and just how, like, I mean, that was one of the big deals with, like, this may sound goofy right now, but that was one of the big deals with McDonald's. If you've been following the news at all lately, like McDonald's in their whole, like, they had just recently came out with like a $5 meal or something like that for people that felt like they were overpriced for their food, which it is overpriced.
It is, absolutely.
Yeah. So they came out with a $5 meal, and then all these other companies started coming out with $5 meals as well. And it's because they're trying to protect what they've created, which is overpricing people by giving you a fake deal. Like that $5 meal, all of that stuff back in the day was like $3.50, maybe $4.
Yeah.
Right? But
Yeah.
now it's $5 and tax for something that you don't have an option on.
$4 is the new $5 in tax.
They give you, like, get the chicken sandwich or get the burger, right? You don't really have, like you don't. Back in the day, you could get like 5 fucking burgers for $5.
Yeah.
Right? Which is just me just bringing an example. So, like, this is not just gaming, but this is just like all of these companies taking advantage of what they know they should be,
there's
cheapening the price on. Like, it made sense maybe a year or two ago or 3 to have the inflation this high and have, the price of, meat and all this other stuff be so high. But now it doesn't make sense, but they see how much profit they made and they don't want to really go back down.
Yeah, it's hard to get prices to come back down. The only way that works is if people quit buying it.
Stop buying.
And yeah, you just got to stop going out for fast food. And guess what? Their prices will get cheaper. It's just reality, right? And I don't know about beef there, but I mean, beef in Canada has basically tripled from where it was back in the 2020 range. So, I mean, that will affect your fast food prices to some extent. But I also think a lot of that, like when I can go and buy, I don't know, a can of pop for the same price it was, or a can of soda, for the same price it was, you know, 6 years ago or 5 years ago or 4 years ago, it really hasn't changed much. Why has everything else gone up so much, right? It's selective inflation. They know that people have an expectation on certain things, that pay a certain price for it, and it just won't work if they raise it too much. But here, everybody's kind of been conditioned to pay more. There's really no reason to at this point. Anyway, other than we forgot about how to go out and actually get our own food. Now we hunt and gather in grocery stores, right?
That's a good one. Oh my god,
Yeah.
that is a good one. Oshis is shocked that you guys have $5 burgers.
We
What?
have,
Fair enough.
I mean, we have $2 all the way to like $25. Just kind of
Yeah.
depends on where you go.
Yeah,
You're
we've
paying
got a
more than
range of prices.
$25 for a burger.
Oh,
Which
you
one
want
is the
like
expensive
six,
burger? The
eight.
something guys? The something
No,
guys?
Five
no,
Guys.
no. Five Guys? No, absolutely
Guys.
not. That's a cheap burger.
Five
Not the cheapest.
Guys like $10 for a burger.
Yeah,
Okay,
With
so which
like
one's the
all the
expensive
things
one?
with family.
Man,
the expensive
The
one.
expensive
I
one is
know
not
it's
going to
not.
be a chain. There's no chain that has
No, that's a
expensive.
sit down restaurant. If it's
Yeah.
gonna be over $10, it's like a sit down restaurant.
Yeah.
Like Five Guys is an
Yeah.
expensive burger for like for what it is, for like just a fast food spot. But like,
is that just the burger? Or is that a combo?
well, what Five Guys does is
Five
they'll
Guys burgers and fries. Duh.
yeah, like they'll give you like
Well,
that
we don't
burger.
have Five Guys here, sorry.
Oh.
Well, they'll give you like the burger, like it's that price for the burger, but then like they'll do this thing at Five Guys where like they dump like a certain amount of whatever amount of fries in the bag, so it's
Okay.
technically you get fries as well, but you're really paying for that burger.
Fries
Yeah,
are cheap
no.
because taters are cheap.
Yeah, here your combos, like even McDonald's combos, like $12 for like a Big Mac combo
We have
or
Smash Burger
whatever.
here.
It's insane. I remember the two can dine for $5.99 deals back in the day, where you'd get like 2 Big Mac combos for $6.
Yeah, I remember that.
Taco Bell's the biggest
now
slap in the
it's
face.
$12
Yes.
for one.
Taco
Bell used to be the
is
go-to
in-
place because it was like everyone else raised their prices and Taco Bell was still like, you know, that $1, $2 burrito supreme.
No,
That was my
Cozy,
go-to.
no.
What?
I remember specifically that commercial. I'll never forget it for the rest of my life. 69, 79, 89,
Oh,
you remember that?
Yeah.
You used to get a fucking 7-layer burrito for 89 cents.
The 7-layer burrito. Actually, I stopped going
Or
when they
maybe it was
stopped.
5-layer. I don't
They
know.
got rid of the 7-layer burrito. Because that was like the cheapest. Even before they got rid of it, it was still very cheap. It was like a $3 burrito for like the works, and it was like, you know, as much calorie. I mean, because Taco Bell actually doesn't have a lot of calories, but it was like had everything. It was like pretty much a Chipotle burrito with the
Cozy.
works, and it was.
Because
I
you would
remember
take
specifically
one
because
bite
it
into
was
that
across the
burrito,
street
and that
from
was
where I
your meal.
lived, and I lived at a
Come
party
on.
house.
Yeah,
So we got drunk and went there all the fucking time.
I'm gonna be honest. 3 bites of a burger really is about as much as I can eat of a burger.
I can tell, Cozy. We can all tell. Too many additives, preservatives, and pesticides in it. Oh, Sapo can't eat burgers.
What I mean, what I
Oh.
mean, not. Let's see. That's what the price difference is going to be, because you can have like a
It's more
burger made
food.
out of any meat. So like you can have a burger that's any sort of thing. You can have like an organically fed cow burger, an organically fed free range chicken burger.
Yeah.
I haven't
I'd
had a
be more
McDonald's
concerned
burger
about
in years.
I'd be more concerned about the additives, preservatives, and pesticides in veggie burgers than an actual beef burger. Because that, I mean, how are they making it taste like beef?
Where's the beef,
Chemicals,
though?
right? You know?
Conspiracy theories. All right. Let's move on. Xbox.
It's really Soylent Green, and I can't wait.
Okay. Let's move on. Moving on. Xbox announces Gamescom 2024 plans, including over 50 playable games. So attendees will be able to go hands-on with upcoming Xbox releases,
That's
including
wild.
Age of Mythology Retold, Ara History Untold. Matt brought that up earlier. Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred. This is the latest DLC. Fallout 76 Milepost, another DLC. The Elder Scrolls Online Gold Road, another DLC. Towerborn, etc., etc. So Xbox's booth will be located in Hall 7 of the Colmees North Entrance. Gamescom Consumer Show opening times are as follows: Thursday, August 22nd at 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Central. Friday, August 23rd, same time. Saturday, August 24th, same time. Saturday, August 25th, same time. Is anyone here excited for Gamescom, for Xbox's booths at Gamescom? 50 playable games.
Well, I mean, I'm not excited for that because I'm not going to be there. So,
Same.
I mean, that's
Same.
cool. But but as for like the show, I'm always excited to see what games they have. Or, I mean, there's been a lot of talk, of course. Rumors will do what they do, but there's been a whole lot of talk about other games that didn't make the cut for the last show or stuff like that. So it's always good to put rumors to rest and just see if that's true, or just it's always fun to just kind of have a little bit of hope and hype around. But like whether it is there or not, it's fine. But I'm always interested in a good show. Hopefully, if the show stinks, the show stinks. But like more games, it can't be that bad. Hopefully, right?
Viva Pinata.
Yeah. Is that all you have to say, Cozy?
Yeah.
All right. Mental.
I wonder what the German word for
2024
pinata is.
I mean, it sounds impressive. If I was going, I'd probably be pretty pumped. What's Sony doing? Are they going?
Sony is skipping Gamescom, actually.
Huh. That's weird. Wonder why.
You asked that question on purpose. You asked that question.
I did.
Probably because they can.
I'm just console warring a little bit.
Do they really need to skip? Be there for their audience?
No, Sony doesn't need to be anywhere for their audience because they're just blind fanboys.
Next year they'll have games. All right. Next year.
Yeah. No, I'm just poking some fun.
I'm wondering, I'm wondering if they're gonna have because remember they were supposed to have that September show last September. I'm wondering if they're gonna put that this September and also have a September show this September for this year.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
That could be really good. That could be really. We should
start that rumor.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, 2 shows in September.
Or let's kill that rumor right now.
No.
Thank you so much for the super chat. The AEC founder Vic says, "I'm cool with Canada till they raise the price of Crown Royale. Then we have a problem, and I will show up to Gimli, the city, not the midget." I don't know what that is. Can you please explain to us what that is, Mental?
Crown Royal? Everybody knows what Crown Royal is.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a drink.
I don't know where it
is. Yeah. It's a whiskey.
Oh, it's a drink.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, it's a bottle of liquor.
Crown Royal? You guys never drink Crown Royal?
I would have thought they'd have that in Texas.
They have Crown Royal here. Oh, the peach is so good.
I'd have thought that'd be pretty prominent in Texas.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Loke sips Hennessy.
All right.
Good old Crown Royal. Man, I what was that? My 30th birthday. I definitely overindulged
Luke
in the
looks more like a
Crown
vodka
and
guy.
Fireball whiskey.
It's
You only say
Crown
that because
Royal
I
is a
told
very
you.
like
Just because I told you. That's why you're saying that.
specific
Who's
demographic drink.
telling who told who what?
I told you that I prefer to drink vodka and wine.
That's
Those
You
are my
together?
main.
You're
Yeah,
nasty.
vodka's good.
Luke's
Not
Luke's down in
together. Oh my
Luke
god.
Luke's
really
down in
enjoys
Houston
him
with
a
a
good
cup.
glass of Ciroc on the rocks, right?
No gin and juice, just raw. Just raw.
Yeah,
Luke's
get that Ciroc
Okay.
in your life.
Luke's down in Houston with a cup, listening to Paul Wall, Screwed and Chopped.
Yo. That was a banger. That was a banger though. Anyways, let's move on. A dev says, "Step down, Pete." Former Bungie devs react to layoffs. So, Gogo Paul, this is your section. This is your time to shine, brother. Following the
This is
news,
Matt's
several
time to
former
shine.
Bungie employees, yeah, Matt as well, took to social media to voice their anger at the decision. A large amount of backlash was directed at Bungie boss Pete Parsons. And I quote, "You are a liar, a thief, and so many things we can't discuss publicly." Community manager Liana Rupert alleged on Twitter. I quote again, "Step down, and without the
Dang.
giant Sony payout, this isn't on Sony. This is squarely on the failure of leadership, plain and simple." Griffin Bennett, a former Destiny community manager, added, "Pete is a joke."
Oh,
Another quote, "C-suite taking accountability for all of this and still just withholding bonuses, and it'll be settled in-house," Bennett wrote in another post on X. Poor leadership has crushed one of the greatest developers of all time. Retire, Pete. Sam Bartley, another former community manager and community coordinator, wrote, and I quote, "Coward, you did this. You chose this. I'm
Roasting
already
his ass.
listed as
these
I'm
motherfuckers
already
are
listed.
cooking.
They're cooking this dude.
I'm
Dang.
already listed as do not work with, and I don't care anymore. You lied to my face. Straight
Oh my
to
god!
it.
Wow.
You also invited
Stop
me
reading
to
it like
see your
this, Luke.
new. You
You
also
lied to my
invited me.
face.
I'm trying to dramatize it as much as possible.
I'm just waiting
You
for the
also
"you son of a bitch."
listen to the punchline, guys. Listen to the punchline. You also invited me to come see your new cars 2 days before you laid me off. 2 fucking days. Leave now.
Oh my god! Damn!
Wow.
This shit is hitting.
What's that shit from South Park? You murdering murderer. You
Okay.
you
That
murderer.
is dang. I mean,
Damn.
to be fair,
They
that's
went in
angry.
on
But
Pete.
to be fair, the good thing about working for a big corporation is you get a big severance package.
Do
Yeah,
you? Even if you're just staff, even if you're just regular staff, you do get a big severance package.
Yep, you get a big severance package. They
So
probably
why are people so mad?
they'll probably be making the same paying. They'll be basically getting paid to do nothing.
Like a non-compete?
No, like usually when you severance packages, especially at big companies. When I got both my severance packages were pretty large companies. I was technically fired by the same company twice. Let go.
an
Wow.
accomplishment.
I just thought about not like
Totally.
that. Like our companies got bought out by the same company,
Yeah,
and
downsizing and
and both those
restructuring.
companies, I went for one company. Anyway, basically I was getting the same pay.
Yeah.
I had been I was getting they gave me a same pay and plus like a bonus for every year I'd worked for the company. So it was like 6 months of pay and then a bonus. And the pay was distributed like regular pay. So I'd get
why are people so mad,
a check
Cozy?
every week.
Well,
because they care about the place they work.
Yeah,
And they don't. They people get too comfortable and don't realize. Like this guy, I feel for him, but the problem is, he thought he meant more than he did. He thought he meant more than the bottom line, and he didn't. That was your mistake. If you are not working for yourself, you don't mean more than the bottom line.
Yeah, I'm sure it felt good to throw all that out there, but cardinal sin in IT, you don't burn bridges like that. Because you never
I don't
know
think it's
the
just
next
IT.
company you're
I
at.
think
Like
it's
people move around a lot, right? Who's to say
Yeah.
that guy doesn't end up their boss again one day in a different company,
or
et cetera, et
or
cetera.
you hand in your CV to someone that's friends with this guy.
Oh, exactly, right?
Or
Like you
something
can
that just
completely
even not
screw
even
your
friends.
career.
They just see this and like, well, this isn't a good look for our company.
Yeah.
You're probably going to
man.
do this to me as well.
But yeah, his cardinal sin seems to have been thinking he mattered more than the bottom line. It's nothing personal. He's taking it personally, and it's nothing personal. Like if it's something personal, that's like when you file a lawsuit, like I was wrongfully terminated. But if it's nothing personal, then you have to remember you are just a number to them in their budget, and they're weighing your utility versus how much you cost.
I had a boss once that got himself a new role in a different company, and he wasn't
You're having too
happy
much fun with this.
when he left, and kind of said some stuff that wasn't really the best, and went to this new company and made sure people knew how well he was doing there, and then they got bought by our company, and then he got let go.
Oof.
So it's just like I say, man, you just I don't think it's a good strategy. It's not a good exit strategy. Complain about it when you're older and retired, and then just let it all fly about how
Or when
horrible
you're
everything
done.
was. Yeah, when it doesn't matter anymore. But if you're out there
I
looking
knew
for
that
new
even though
work,
some of you supported us, some others were looking at me and thinking, "You're a liar! You're a liar! You know something that you're not telling us, you slimy scumbag liar!" That's what people would say to me.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just had to.
yeah.
That's just what this all feels like.
This is
Oh,
wild.
Oh man, I love it.
That's wild.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
IT's a small
let's end
world.
the show on a good note. Anyone else have anything to say on this?
I'll say this: the management at Bungie obviously does stink.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is what I will say definitively. Their management stinks, and it's stunk for a pretty long time. And I mean, the way it's going, it's probably going to stink this time next year as well. So, is what it is, I guess.
I mean, there's a lot of people out there that would say Bungie hasn't had a good game since Halo 3. Maybe arguably Reach.
Yeah,
like
lots of people have that sentiment.
I don't know, man. In my opinion, I just feel like if I'm putting it plain and kind of blunt, like Bungie moves like hoes, man. Like that's the kind of the way I kind of look at them. They move like a streetwalker.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of do. I mean, if you look at them, look at
blunt.
their relationships with everything that they've had right now,
Yeah.
right? Everything is falling apart for them everywhere that they've gone.
Maybe they were the problem all along.
Yet the prior two people they were with were the problem, right? Microsoft was the problem. Bungie got away from their grips, and it was a positive story for Bungie. Remember?
Oh yeah.
They get bought by Activision. Poor Bungie. man, finally they get in somebody's good hands. Oh, it turns out they're not in good hands, and this goddamn guy Activision's so abusive to me all the time. And look at your track record, Activision. Look at what you did with Call of Duty. You abused them, so of course you abused us. Let us out of here. So you get up out of there, and then you go to Sony. Well, no, but before you did that, you went back to Microsoft and said, "Hey, babe, remember our good time together?
I've been working out. Look at me. I'm in good shape.
I still want to do me, shorty. I still want to do me, but you could help us out." And Microsoft said, "Not twice. Get up out my house, ho." And then,
oh my God,
as she was running out the house crying, Sony just so happened to be on their way to work and say, "Oh, hold up, what's wrong with this?"
Crying Jim Ryan pulled up.
Yeah, Jim pulled up in his Defender. Okay.
Yeah.
And
hey baby, what's wrong?
Rolled down the window and said, "Baby, what's wrong? Hop on in." And it's been a problem ever since. And it's been a problem ever since.
That it has.
From one house to another. Not good.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's a pretty crazy story when you really think about it.
Let's just continue your story, Ham. So, ironically, Activision and Microsoft are now married.
Right.
Yeah. The two exes got together. There you go. Lived happily ever after. Oh, jeez.
Oh,
yeah.
Goodness.
That's hilarious.
Right. Well, let's go to some positive news.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Let's do that.
Xbox has a Discord update, which includes friend activity and the ability to watch streams from consoles. This is a big plus. So Microsoft and Discord have announced the next suite of features coming to Xbox's Discord integration. Highlights include the ability to watch friends stream directly on their Xbox Series X or S or Xbox One console if they're sharing their screen from PC, mobile, or another Xbox. They'll be able to watch whatever they're playing. Users can also now call their friends directly from Xbox consoles. The update will also unify the Xbox friends list and the Discord friends lists if players opt into it. This new unified list will be found under Happening Now. Alongside Xbox friends in parties or games, Discord users can jump into a voice channel, watch a friend streaming, or initiate a call, all from their Xbox console. If friends are currently talking or streaming their game in a Discord server's voice channel, that channel will also be shown in the Happening Now tab found to the right of the friends list. These new features are beginning to roll out over the coming weeks, starting today for those in the Xbox Insider program, with global availability soon to follow.
Yeah, I actually got
I had lots of excitement there.
Somebody was sharing. I think Matt was sharing us play basketball last night. Didn't you do that?
Yeah, but that was through a capture card. But yeah, it was.
But like somebody went to share their screen. I don't know who it was. It might have been Mike. I think it was actually Mike that did it. No, I don't think it was Mike. I think it was you, because it was on the Xbox, right? And they shared something on Discord, and it popped up on my screen as a as a notification, like this person is streaming, and I was like, oh shit! Like I haven't held the Xbox button to check it out yet, but like that was something I noticed for I think the first time.
Yeah,
because usually it's like it'll tell me like if somebody's like streaming to Twitch or something like that. But like Rachel, what the fuck, bro? I don't even remember what I was saying now. That was I read that and that completely threw me off.
Yeah.
Good job, Rachel. You had a part in today's show.
Oh my
Damn.
god. Ray Cheese just
I'm
off the
completely
handles.
derailed. I don't even know what we were talking about anymore.
What were we even talking about? Oh yeah, Discord. Discord
yeah.
integration.
Yeah, Discord.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
man.
talking about how that notification popped up for the first time. That's right.
Mm.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm interested after we get done and I go eat dinner and
Go
shit.
check it out.
I'm definitely gonna have Matt start sharing something on there so I can see if it pops up on my screen because I am in that alpha program or whatnot on my Xbox.
It's only alpha or is it beta too?
Yeah, I mean it'd say it right here in the article, so or we'd hope so. It says happening now alongside. Oh, okay. Where's that part that you read, Loke? That says
it's rolling
coming
out for the insiders. These new features are beginning to roll
Okay,
out
so it's for
over the
inside.
coming weeks.
Yeah.
Yes, starting today for those in the Xbox Insider program. So people like Cerebral Paul, for example, he already has it on his Xbox.
I probably just haven't checked.
Exactly.
You probably have it, yeah. If you're in the Insider program, Xbox ambassadors.
Yeah. I've had it since 2020. So
Have you been
yeah,
active
that makes
with
sense.
it? Have you been active with the Insider program, Ham?
Me?
Here and there, yeah.
Yeah, I've been active. I've been very active.
Okay, so you probably have it, Cozy.
I just don't. I get
not.
updates and I don't check what they're for usually.
Here, Matt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here. Let me try something real quick. I can just do this real quick. We'll see if it even works.
Sure.
All right.
We'll see if it even works right now. Maybe I can even.
Stop!
See if it works.
You want me to join Discord?
Just yeah. We'll have to join a Discord. I got way too many Discords.
Let me know when
yes, you do have.
When you got it up.
Oh, correction. I thought I had 80 hours in Elden Ring. I have 89 hours in Elden Ring.
Does that actually look decent, or does that look terrible for you guys?
Looks fine.
It looks all right.
Looks all right.
Yeah. Doesn't look bad at all. Oh my god. What are we doing, Dayreezy? What are we doing?
You gotta share your game, Matt, or whatnot.
Oh, all right. Yeah. See here.
And you gotta be in game so I can see it, or else it won't allow me to see anything. See if that works.
Okay.
I didn't see anything.
You didn't see anything?
No, I mean I
You saw
seen
the
that pop up,
notification on your
but I didn't.
screen.
I don't see
Yeah.
any like watch or view the stream. Oh, there it is. View stream. Bam!
Boom.
There it is.
Just like that.
Now I'm
So
watching Matt
this
play.
is a game changer, you guys.
This is wild.
Remember when I said I was a feature first gamer as far as consoles
Pretty
go?
cool.
This is what I meant.
When you said what, Cozy?
When I was a features first gamer, when I said that, this is
Yeah.
what I mean.
Oh yeah. I think in terms of features, Xbox is definitely the place to be.
Yeah.
It's just
The ecosystem is light years ahead of Sony's
yeah.
right now.
Yeah. Wow. We're actually just watching Matt play
Play. Is that what
Ham's
we call it? Is that
Xbox.
what we call what he's doing?
Yeah,
I
you're
thought he was
watching
just
Matt
blindly
play
pressing
through
video games.
my Xbox right now.
Yeah,
There
that
you
is
go.
wild. Well,
There's
ladies and
layers.
gentlemen,
I mean, it looks like
it
shit
works.
right here, but
It's one thing I've noticed with
Yeah.
StreamYard. It's tough to get a stream to come through cleanly. You know what I mean? It always seems to
Yeah.
be choppy, unless you're playing a
Yeah.
video directly. It seems to work better, but to actually just stream something off
Stream
your
a game.
screen does not work well. I don't know why. They need to fix that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with that, we are going to hop off today's show. Mental, plug your stuff.
At Mental9R on X, Mental9R on Steam, PlayStation, and Xbox. You can find me on my channel on YouTube or Rumble at Caffeine Entertainment. And I have around 24 or so videos out now, I think, around a couple dozen anyway. So yeah, if you want to check that out, greatly appreciate it. And of course, you can find me here on Fridays with the wonderful crew at TSWS Gaming. Thanks as always for having me on your show, guys.
Yes. Matt, plug.
Matt Likes Games on YouTube. You can find me there. You can also find me here, obviously, Fridays, 4 p.m. Eastern for this show with these folks here. Pretty good time. And then on Mondays, 8 p.m. Eastern is the L3R3 podcast on my channel. And then Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern is the Two Player Podcast with myself and Ham Solo. That also is on my channel. That's where you can find me.
Awesome. Cozy.
You can find me
plug.
at your mom's house. And all other places you find cozy belugas.
Right.
Okay.
Ham. I don't even know what to say after that.
Yeah.
What? It's true.
Ham, you're muted. You're muted, Ham. You're muted. You're muted. Ham, you are
Can't hear
muted.
you.
that was a hell of an exit, Cozy. That's all I was saying repeatedly.
That's what your mom said.
Yeah. That was a hell
okay.
of an exit. Thanks for leaving my
It's
mom's house.
ongoing.
I think she appreciated it.
Yeah, she makes good apple pie.
But anyways, I appreciate everybody for showing up as usual. This is your boy Ham Solo 05 here signing out. TSWS Gaming. Thanks for everybody showing up. I think Loke has some guests that he's looking to have come onto the show in the next few weeks. I'm gonna be looking out and reaching out to some folks and seeing if they'll want to stop through and say what's up and be on the show as well. So thanks for everybody for coming through. As usual, make sure you check us out on Monday. We will be having a show. For Loke's Everything But Gaming show. I know last week we pretty much talked about gaming dang near the whole time, but I guess that's just our nature. So apologies, but it is also my birthday on Monday, so make sure you guys come through, just say what's up. It'd be good to see you guys. Anything you got to say, Loke, on our way out?
No, I'm good.
You don't have your final word?
Look, you don't like that?
anymore?
Look, you don't like it?
Ham, no, but
Look, where you? What's going on here?
Did the outro. You already did the outro, man. Thank you for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.